Yeah, the cat's the cleaner. Tony appreciates it. Rethel does not, and then Xavier.
Xavier's gonna wash the leftovers because you've left. You've left quite a bit.
Well, between Xavier and your butler, who I imagine,
well, you have a whole.
If he's worth his salt, he can clean blood out of fabrics and not say anything about anyone except to the other help. In which case, by all means,
I mean, honestly, I've lost track of what we're doing.
Your butler doesn't have knives for hands, does he?
He probably not yet.
The DM said not yet.
we just watched all of One Piece. So
there you go.
The Netflix version, not the real version.
Okay, I was like, wait, what?
No,
why are you here? You finished already?
No wonder you didn't want to leave the house.
I've heard it is fantastic.
It is quite good.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
I keep
which
seeing
for these kinds of adaptations is very rare.
I keep seeing stills of it and being like, "That looks cool. What is? Oh, yep. Well, okay. There's the weirdo.
Right.
There's the weird paint. There's the weird makeup. Got it. Yep.
I mostly brought it up because there's a butler who has
Indeed.
hand knives.
Indeed.
No, you don't get to be a butler, head butler in this kind of household.
Head butler.
Down here, without knowing how to get blood out of various fabric and how to conceal.
That's one of the
a variety of murders.
Family secret.
Yes, that's right.
Feel.
Because you serve nobility, like this shit fucking happens. So yeah, you got a cleaning crew. You still have a bundle of guests downstairs. The party is still going.
Well, I feel like Jimena got the least bloody out of everybody.
well, yeah. If we leave the game,
sure
and I
it's
step
fire.
out, I can put my shirt back on.
Yep.
Jenya is shredded.
Yeah, Jenya
Go
is.
take a nap. You're good.
Jenya,
I mean, I'm fine. I just don't look very well.
Yeah.
There are compartments. There are rooms.
Yeah.
Sorry to see Jenya like walking back downstairs, like completely fucking bloody and everything, just like grabbing a plate of hors d'oeuvres and walking back upstairs.
Yeah.
100%.
Jenya's shoulders are
unbloodied,
both
too.
mush
I'm
from
finesse.
having been gripped
Yeah.
by an otherworldly
Well,
creature.
I'm sure
I'm pretty sure one arm is just sort of dangling, like...
And how bad does Jenya really want to go to the party?
Everyone in there was very stuck up, but we killed most of the people who were very stuck up, so maybe there are more fun people outside.
There's some good folks down there.
Honey,
I mean, there are some fun people.
Like
like-
a change of clothes.
It's just one limp.
it's like in here is one thing. Out there is different. Out there we have to maintain image. So
She
Jewel-
starts like...
yeah. No, that's not going to help.
The
trying to
blood,
smooth her
Just
hair.
doing
blood
that.
helps keep it down, like like gel.
Yeah, that's not going to help
Moose.
you. Ricardo, can you take
Take
our
care of
wife?
this.
Can you take your wife?
Like,
He's
you
not
go,
married yet. Yeah, I know.
if
He
you go up the
fixes his
stairs
ruffle.
and down the hallway and to the left, there's like a nice room there. It's got like a tub in the room. Like you can.
Yeah, it's like
It's
we
got
need.
attached
I
bathroom.
don't know.
Like,
Why? I
It is a nice
feel
house.
Check
fine.
out my house.
Yeah.
It has pockets.
Basically.
Aside from all the murders that we do, it's a really nice house.
Next time I make an
Jimena's
outfit for
like,
Jenya, it's gonna be
Can
reversible.
you take your wife out back? Can you take your wife out back and hose her down?
I mean, it won't be the first time.
Poor shit.
He likes it. It's good. It's a fun.
It reminds him of his time in the
It's a
service.
fun bonding couples activity.
Yep.
Well, I
Mark?
mean, if you need somebody to social down there to be like, I don't know, distracting, I can
Well,
do
fortunately, for those of you who do wander back downstairs, like I said, it's the fun crew is there. You don't know everybody, but you know there's. I mean, Salvador is still there with Una Maria like flitting about. You notice, those of you who are not Marcus, because Marcus has not met him, that the
Again, I
Captain
didn't
of the
realize we were
guard.
talking about him.
Just
Yeah.
I did have to think for
just
a
for half a
second.
second. Yeah.
I
mean-
can change my name if it.
No,
if you
no,
say
totally
it.
fine.
I love it
That's
even
beautiful.
more
I love it.
because every time it comes up, people forget that it's you, and for me it
And then I feel
tickles me.
guilty that I forgot about Marcus.
This part of the game's
Just like you forgot
subtitle
about
is
Drake.
Yeah.
There's
No,
Marcus
because
instead
of
of
that.
Where's
Yeah.
Marcus.
Right.
it maintains the legend.
Go, dog.
She's like, you forgot about me, huh?
Surprise!
Surprise.
Large fries, motherfucker.
Paulino.
The
Hey, no jumping.
Fries.
The captain
Over
of
here.
the city guard
Over
is
here.
here with his
He
assistant.
can't use
My
his
son.
arm.
Yep.
And my daughter.
Marcus,
Means
once he
evil.
gets out of his murder costume, Marcus very much so goes back down. He's like, "Oh, this was a great night. I murdered one asshole and then I stabbed another one in the face. He was a slaver. Oh, it was fantastic. I'm so happy. I need to hang out with you guys all the time."
Maybe not so loudly.
Oh, okay, he's saying it
here.
like upstairs. Like, while he's taking off his murder hood, he's like, "Man, this is." I thought
Put
this
my
was gonna
shirt
be.
back on. I'm like, we have fun around here.
I thought this was gonna be way worse. I thought I was gonna have to like go
only
through some shit.
happens
No,
when we
man,
have
just murdering
parties,
people that
though.
need to get murdered.
If we aren't having a party,
Yeah,
then
this
we're not going
happened.
to do
This has now happened more often than I would ever think it would happen. But
How many
you
murder
know,
parties?
sure,
Murder parties have
it's
happened in that
like-
house.
like-
2. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
it's
Like
it's odd that
dollars?
it happened.
No. Murder happies.
If I had
murder
a dollar
parties,
for
yes.
every time, I'd
It's
have
like
250.
2 that we've enacted. That's
And it's not always here. You know, sometimes we do it on vacation.
You know, I
Yeah.
would say that word would get around at some point, and people would stop showing up to your parties, though.
No, they keep coming. Like they, you know, they're.
Technically speaking, last time it was not our party. We just killed people at the party that was
And
in
this,
this house.
this is still technically
And the
not our party.
circumstances are
This
different
is the
every time.
Baronetta's party.
I
Yeah.
saved an elephant.
Oh yeah,
Well, first I learned what one was, and then I saved him and became.
we
one.
should get some of those. They're fucking rad.
I
They do not belong here.
No, but like maybe we could do like an exchange program.
The right. I was gonna say it's not warm enough, but Jenny is like, it's fucking awful out here.
I have only
Yeah,
ever
that's
seen
true.
one, and it was one that was owned by one of the nobles near our land, and it died, and then it came back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
Is that,
Oh.
I would prefer not to see any
I
more
didn't-
elephants.
no
they
the ones alive and happy. They're pretty
like
cool.
an undead elephant?
It took out several people.
Good. See, imagine what a live one could do.
every fucking
not to
Ison
dinner.
story. It's like this
Came
happened.
back and
Many
took out several
died.
men.
Yeah.
Yep. And my cousin at his birthday party. Many
Yeah.
died.
And all of his stories ended with, and then he died too.
Maybe we can get some bears and then like trade like 2 bear per elephant, just to for some enrichment. And we make a little coin on the side.
Again, Jenny's
Great.
got like one arm hanging limp, one eye kind of hanging out.
Still not the worst I've
fucking
ever
shredded,
seen her.
and just sort of like
She's still having a conversation. She's fine.
We're not going to trade animals as if they were coins.
No. You make coin on the side.
No.
Oh, like a trade. No, it wouldn't be trading.
No, this is.
It would be.
You're stealing these things from where they live.
No.
You know how you don't like how I talk to the thing in their heart? This is not okay.
Oh, this is...
I'm not doing it against their will. We would ask them.
The fucking like
Who can speak elephant?
Pop.
Yeah. Also, the thing on the mantle didn't ask me, but that's okay. It's keeping the house safe. And also,
So I guess this is the kind of arc.
I'm
Just
fascinated to see.
Again,
the
mother and
Rethel
father.
elephant arc is about to start. So
Rethel's like animal exchange program.
It's a study abroad situation. Don't stay.
Admittedly, Rethel is like, I'm a Renaissance scientist. Let's just do shit and see what happens.
And if there so happens to be a viewing situation, we can charge per head. It's
Right.
the best.
We have shipping lanes to the new world now. Let's trade an
I
elephant
don't
in
know
the
if
moose,
you've ever read a
please.
little book called Jurassic Park. But this is
Yeah, but in Jurassic Park, they couldn't talk to the animals and get their consent.
none of us
We-
can talk to the animals either. Okay.
Yeah, it was a rough
You're
plot.
wrong arm.
You just kind of like shrug your shoulder. Oh yeah,
You're like,
use
yeah.
that one.
As soon as Jenya's
Ricardo
ready,
will lift it for you.
Jenya can talk to. That's how we got the elephant's hope in the first
Oh,
place.
that's true.
Yeah.
See, it's what.
Genya figured out he was very unhappy to be here.
it's the great circle of life.
Which is why we
Surprise,
absolutely
surprise.
agreed to make sure it got home. But maybe it would like to visit not under duress, or has friends that are curious.
Right. Several centuries
It's an elephant,
later.
just like I've always wondered what France was like.
I would like to travel the world.
Right.
I'm decently positive the elephants probably don't have the concept of France.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. Have you ever talked to an elephant?
I mean, no. But
We could ask.
No, the weird one is that the elephants in this world do know what France is.
Yeah.
Right.
What, you mean Montaigne? No, France.
France.
Yeah. See France.
Right.
Yeah. They know about the arrow that travels through time.
Right.
Several
Next
centuries later at a zoo.
And
it's
so
like,
this
here's
is the conversation that happens on the dance floor. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
no, yes. If
Well,
we could get...
before the dance floor, because Genya is not allowed out in public.
yeah,
Well,
no,
Genya has been
we need to
confined to
clean
the upper
Genya up.
chambers.
No, I keep bringing it up without you there. And I'm like,
Oh,
I
okay.
just think it would be great, like it'd be great for the animals, and it'd be great for, it's
Well,
just.
he does not know anything about what is
Right.
good for animals.
Fast
It's
forward.
just playing music, by the way.
Yep.
Hey, there you go. Evine joined the band.
Are you playing The Rains Down in Africa?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Evine is a founding member of Toto.
Yes.
They exist in this time period. They exist in every time period.
They
That's it.
exist
I
always.
I think it was Thursday. I looked at one of my
Evine is
coworkers
eternal.
dead in the eyes and went because it was the 20th. He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Do you remember?" And he was like, "Oh my God, that's tomorrow." And I'm like, "Don't forget." And then he was like, "Now I've got that song stuck in my head." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Are you
me
mad?"
too.
He was like, "No." And I'm like, "That's right.
It's great.
That's the correct answer." And then like 2 hours later, I was like, "Na-na-na-na-na." And he was like,
Question: is it worse to forget the 21st of September or the 5th of November?
As long as you don't forget 9/11.
Yeah, that's right.
I was playing it
Does never
before,
forget.
and then I watched, I stopped playing it, months ago, like a year
Gilly.
or so ago, and then I saw her playing it, was like, oh yeah, that shit, and now I'm...
Speaking of
I played
forgetting,
that at one point.
yesterday, Gilly
Oh, I
looked
don't know
me
what
dead
that
in the
is.
eyes and
that
told
Merge
me,
Dragons?
I was like, hey,
Yep, that's
my
the one I played
RA,
too.
who was kind of a man slut, was
Oh, yeah,
making
that's-
out with this dude,
This was
and
a
then in
fun
the middle of
story.
making out, he stops, look him dead in the eyes, and goes, 9/11.
What?
Was he just Villa trying to see how much that
And
would
that's
hard off the
and
whole
that's always-
situation?
and that's naturally where that's where everyone's brain goes, like, then what?
Never forget.
But in that moment,
Yeah.
in that hot and heavy, you're like, no.
Now I can't do this anymore.
Yep, no, yeah.
Think about baseball.
No,
Because never forget. That's,
Yeah, and I'm like, you have a haunted ass RA. Like, I don't know. Yeah, and then there was another story about getting crabs twice from the same person, and that was
Bad.
Are we
Fool
not
you
supposed to be
once.
talking shit on the recording?
We're not saying any names.
Oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Well, you just
Yeah.
say one name.
I
sort
mean,
of.
But that was
Just
the
making sure.
person who told him about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
not
okay,
the
alright,
person
fair
that it
enough.
happened
Okay,
to.
that's fair.
I'm like, yeah, the 3 people who might listen to this over the next decade, the odds that they already
which
know
will
this,
probably be us. And be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that story.
yeah, and the odds that they know the people already is whatever. Yeah, so
it was a really fun
I'm just saying it's
pewter
the
pin that was...
No,
it was
I-
the
I appreciate it. Yeah,
it's,
I'm
the,
like,
it's what the disclaimer you always mention before we start
yeah,
recording.
yeah,
On that note, is
And
it,
if
100%.
if that person is me from the future, haha, I'm not done fucking up your shit.
That's right.
Me from the past is always fucking myself over. So
although I
We
will
had a
say
fun
on,
pin that said, crabs me once, crabs me twice.
No, yeah, it said crabs me
so
twice, and I'm
incredibly
like,
specific.
Well, that's why.
No, I know.
Because he said those words out loud.
It was crabs me once, shame on me, crabs me twice, shame on...
Shame on you.
Well, I guess
shame
it's
on both of
me,
us
then-
because
Shame on you,
and
shame on
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never fucking say it wrong.
crab me twice, shame on both of us. Because
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. Crabs me
Shame on
thrice.
crabs,
You should open
really.
a buffet.
No!
Thrice, you said.
No!
Get better body wash?
Crabs me thrice is my shell-themed thrice cover band
No!
that does
I
seafood
actually-
covers.
No.
What? No, what?
I
What are you
freaking actually
doing?
like
Stop.
that band. No, it's gross.
There you go. Rabbit, tell that one to Glenn.
Tony is like, there is no failed jokes, just failed audiences. Just shove this elsewhere.
Any failed joke becomes ammunition, and I need to see what ordinance works.
Side note: am I correct in my assumption that Glenn is some form of shoe bill?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I keep thinking about it. It haunts me.
As shoebills, in
I
fact,
mentioned
should.
it in the car yesterday.
What the real fuck?
Go read the
The
You've seen a
Discord
shoe
chat.
bill, right?
No.
Go Google shoe bill and don't show Lisa.
Yeah, she'll
Yeah, don't.
be upset.
Yeah.
don't
More so
Oh,
than
what's-
she currently
What's
is.
Tilt-
the one?
tilt your
what's- no,
laptop.
I
you
just
want
did.
Japan shoe bill. Shinji is its name, right? Something like that. There's a explicit one in Japan that like people have to bow to and shit
Yeah.
because it's part of its.
He's a
social-
noble or some shit.
Yeah, super polite bowing shoe bill in Japan.
I
Means
see
hearts.
Yeah.
Super polite. I thought it was because they didn't want him to disembowel anyone.
I mean, also true.
It could be.
Okay, so I see the thing. What do I need to do with
That's
this
like some-
knowledge?
No, you see that ridiculous fucking bird?
Yes.
That's Glenn.
Lisa
That's
can
good.
appreciate manners.
That's the type.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the type of bird that Glenn is.
I see.
Look at that
There's a-
face.
Look at that face. Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
Look at that expression.
I'm just looking at it going, oh, it
Yep.
uses that to catch fish, right? Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
souls of
and
children.
unexpected dupes.
And that.
Yeah, souls of children probably.
You saw it like profile, and
I saw both.
And-
Yeah, like
I
that.
put,
Ooh, look,
I
they
put
can
the
eat
images page
crocodiles.
on Discord. So I saw about 25 images of this thing.
Yeah.
I am now educated.
Yeah.
Now what?
just that.
What do I do with
It's
it?
very no. It's that Glenn.
You just
There's
get
a-
to
for
know
me,
that shoe
that
bills
Glenergy,
exist.
if you will.
When I think about
Energy.
it,
Oh my god, fuck.
I'm gonna tilt it away from you, Lisa. But for me, like it's that expression.
Yeah, that.
Just-
Yeah.
It's that exact.
Are they trying to feed him that? What
Yeah.
is? Okay.
I think the whole article is about
This particular
one
Stop
being
being
a
needy,
picky
dog.
eater and basically
It
like
seriously just looks like a dude in a costume. Like seriously, this
no,
looks
it
like a
is.
man in a
Send
costume.
it to Rabbit. Send it to Just Rabbit.
poor Lisa
To send to Glenn. I feel like thinking of you.
thinking of you.
Thought of you.
Just use the card font, like thinking of you, right? Dot dot dot.
Is there like a crabby pastel painting, like on the front then? 'Cause that's what I think of when
Yep.
you're
The
thinking
little
of you.
shooting star.
Yes.
So okay,
Please communicate to your roommate that he brings us joy in a very weird, strange way, and I think that's good. And
There you go, man. I sent it to you.
I mean, I feel Amanda that this is a. I feel Amanda that that's a
Semi-related.
pinnacle of human existence when you bring joy to people just by existing. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Glenn is not participating in any way, shape, or form right now in
Yeah.
this.
Well, he's built up a not insurance, but
Credits.
yeah, he's built up a credit or a bank of this vibe that pays off.
What were you saying, babe?
Oh, I was just saying that apparently also somewhere in Florida, a great blue heron was caught eating an entire alligator.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say something.
was that live still though?
Shit.
I
Of
don't
course.
think so.
I mean, whether or not.
I think it's like a baby alligator. It's not like a.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay.
I thought you were
But
going to
still.
bring up the story that just popped today of somebody of them down in Florida pulling an alligator out of the sewer with a whole human body inside of its mouth.
Well,
I'm not
that's fine.
surprised by
Yay,
that.
sewer
That's,
gators! They're real.
that's
They're
just
real.
Florida, right?
Because fucking
Yeah.
Florida
Yeah,
I honestly thought
will
your-
make all of your nightmares come true.
I honestly thought your story was going to be Florida bird ...
Yep.
I mean, it kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida bird eats gator,
Yeah.
then gator
That's
Florida
not
gator
news.
Florida gator eats Florida
Right.
man. It's the circle of life.
Woman,
Yeah.
that's how you're
It's a weird
Woman
Florida
yes, yes.
tradition.
Right.
taking it back to Jurassic Park.
Right? Entire Florida man found an alligator.
See, this is the
Bound to
conversation that's
inherit.
actually happening on the party floor, and nobody has any understanding of what's happening.
Yeah, basically.
What's a Florida?
Yeah. What's a
right.
Florida?
What's an alligator?
I dreamed about this.
It's
once.
like a Lenorm,
Yep.
but it's not mythical. It's just terrible.
Just crossing several streams.
You know,
I'm just they don't
we
even
could do
have
that.
like
we
weird
could
animals.
get some of
like
those
Oh,
up
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah,
instead.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
that. I
I've
don't
never
even
seen
know
a
what any of
minnow.
them are.
There's
Ooh,
weird
invasive
legendary
species.
animals everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Including a
Yeah.
real ass
Let it
Moby
free.
Dick somewhere.
Yeah.
There's
Kill
a
the
white
little-
whale
So
somewhere.
you
Yeah,
know a
yeah.
lizard,
So
right?
is that the boat named
Yeah.
There's a
after that
whole-
actual?
So imagine
There's
a
a whole
really
section
long
of the
white
book
whale.
on
And
cryptozoology
it's magical.
and like
And,
Yeah, okay.
And so yeah,
Famous
that's pretty much it.
animals
It's,
and
you
shit.
know, they
So-
talk and they are
So like
intelligent.
Draken, but
The winds
what?
will do anything in this party.
Draken,
It's like
this
a
one is
long
pretty
lizard.
well on the way. Like
That's magical.
The-
It can talk. And I'm
the
like,
absence
no, that's a Lenore.
of
Yeah, I guess you guys
other
call him Draken.
people.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes,
Not super noted,
I
except by
believe,
folks
the
that
common name is
would
Dragon.
pay attention
that's what they
to
named
this
the
shit.
steel after.
Shit, you too.
Oh, sorry.
Can I like be around there and just like
Sally's trying
try to
play.
super distract people who are like being oh where'd they go?
Nobody is really like. It's more of a I wonder where they went. Like there's
Oh,
not.
I don't know.
Nobody is fucking
talk
sleuthing
about
because they're
elephants.
having a grand old time. So nobody is like, hey, I gotta be on duty now. And you've curated the list enough that the people who are here are like, yeah, it's a good thing these assholes are gone. Like, there's
Like
people
half
from
the
the
party
guild.
already knew, and
Yeah.
the other
Further
half was
curated
just kind of
list.
like, ooh, we've never been in this house
Yeah.
With a
before.
knife.
The
Yeah.
guild rep has arrived here, and for example, she's
Oh,
not.
no.
She's
I
not.
take my shirt back off. Can't be seen in front of my aunt all clothed.
Fortunately, it's not your aunt.
Oh.
It's the
You
actual
put it back on.
guild
Oh, the-
mistress
oh,
from
the redhead
from
with the braid?
Yeah, it's all stuff
All
here. She's here,
I guess I got a thing for redheads.
being very
Nice.
vested.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, she's accompanied by a few folks from the guild, and they're not fucking mad that the Atabean company has no reps left on the floor. Like they're perfectly fine with that.
I didn't realize that they were a thing, and I definitely feel Mendez needs to just horrifically undercut them at every opportunity and open up and just fucking Starbucks across the street from them situation. Just merciless. I'm like, yep, it's gonna be a new fun project for Jose.
Speaking of which, this week I got the link, which I gotta share with the group, of the Upper New World book has dropped. So the book,
that's what I want.
That's what you. Yeah, I was like, that's what you were
the
going
North
for.
America,
Oh, okay.
That's
Interesting.
That's what I thought this was gonna be.
New World is
Oh, is that all South quote unquote South America?
South and Central
Oh, this
America
is
primarily.
Caribbean and Southern North America.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
Central.
equator,
It gets a,
Central America. Yeah.
but yeah, it just dropped this week.
Mhm.
So I
It's
will
just like
share
saying-
the PDF.
Los Badillos Negros.
Be careful with that, Jaron.
It's pronounced Megros.
No!
No, it isn't.
No, it is not.
Everyone threw up a little.
I did!
It is not, Tony.
Damn it, it actually likes what I ate. Don't like the...
Jaron and I
That's
are
the
white
second
Two
time
boys.
minutes
now.
used to go back for seconds.
We can't be party to this.
Nope.
I'm sorry, everyone. I had to know.
That's okay.
Mental
And the
flossy
answer
pork,
is there is
thanks.
no reason. It's just
Mental
the internet.
flossy bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mental flossy fork.
That's what he said.
Wow. That happened.
This is what happens when I have an app.
Wow.
But yes, you don't have much to do because you've set up a grand old time for folks, so it's fairly low maintenance. You can go and talk to folks as you want. As promised, Sebastian has taken Usha away before a bloodshed happened.
Complicity.
Yeah, so they can just be like, yeah, we weren't there for that part, so we don't know.
How
This
many-
happened after we left.
How many beers has Heinrich snuck
Yes.
since we were
Oh,
looking
yeah.
away?
He,
I think a respectable amount would be 5.
yeah,
I mean, he's with Isak.
quite a few, and he's with Isak, and they're trading war stories.
It's fair.
Where's
Well,
Wasabi?
Well,
Admittedly,
wait, Heinrich is the kid.
Heinrich's a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he should
Where's
get
Wasabi?
like
Is he
one
dead?
with each meal.
No.
So that's
Okay.
No.
Yeah, no.
that's
I'm
his
making
son.
sure he's. I'm making sure he's hitting his
Zabi's
face.
having a grand old time.
I'm
Like
just gonna
a
be
minimum.
like within like view.
Yeah. You can position yourself there. Salvador is there with Luna Maria.
Just gotta make sure the hat energy is going that way. It's
They're in
like,
the same.
protection.
They're in the same kind of like larger circles. Like there's side conversations happening, but Mazabi and Salvadora and their retinues are kind of together in one spot. And there's a couple like theology conversations are happening because some of the Vadicines are genuinely like look to have like an enthusiastic scholarly interest into Salvadora's fate and how the magic and pantheon of Kemet works and plays into things, and there's actual like intelligent discussions happening.
Nobody starts going too hard on some objectionism, do they? Okay.
No.
Because I don't want Marcus to have to get into a fight with somebody.
No.
But
No, fortunately, it's pretty the
These are people who can think critically.
exactly.
So we're
got
having
rid of
an
all the other
actual
ones.
salon now.
Yes, it's and of course Jose and Josefina have also showed up.
Yay.
They've actually started to hang out now with Isak and
Yeah.
Heinrich.
Oh man, there's the comic right
That's
there. That's the
beautiful.
comic
Yeah.
book.
Yep, that's
Is
the
the young murderers.
yeah. It's the Great Lakes Avengers.
Yep. no, Teen Titans. Teen Titans.
That's true.
Yeah.
Teen Titans are good.
No fifth string. No Minnesota Avengers.
I like chilling.
But yeah, it's a pretty nice evening. After a while, Xavier and a few of the house staff come from upstairs and go back to other duties, so you can be reasonably convinced whatever traces were left of your murder party have been erased. Genia, you managed to with Ricardo's help, right,
Yeah.
patch some of your wounds, get cleaned up a little bit, and then Ricardo sort of looks at your coat and stuff, and he's like, it's like, let me use the shawl right here. Like that's a thing, right? We can make this work, maybe.
There's a closet full of Xenia-friendly clothing. That's why she told you to go to that room. Where
Yeah.
did it come from? You don't need to know.
That Jimena
don't
has
tell me.
procured.
Yeah, we don't
We don't
tell.
tell Jenny if she does. If there's any subterfuge.
This is why Jimena can afford to buy a mansion when the need arises.
The
Yep.
discounts are incredible.
I mean, Jenny just needs masculine clothing. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, there's
No,
there's pants and boots and shirts and everything, and they're in a range of sizes that are all about the same. Because she wasn't like positive, and she was like,
it was
I
like
feel like this one's a little bit big, but I feel like
Jenny's
this one might be
probably the
small.
size of his nephew. Like
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like she is short, she's skinny, but also
She
I
is
can't tell if
mighty.
this one is big enough. Okay, we get two.
Ricardo's sort of looking
One of
in
each.
there, and he's like, huh, these boots are all like kind of different sizes.
No, my boots are fine. I
Well,
don't need these boots.
no, I know. I'm just observing.
Okay.
He's basically they're just
Try to take my boots away from me. I swear to God.
Jimena is better at telling like body size and feet. She's like, I don't fucking know what size your feet are. One of everything.
you have two. Just pick two, and you're good.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I'm
an
gonna care if they're the same kind.
Deal with it.
I'm a seven.
Yeah, no, we'll just pop her shoulder back in and
Yep.
pack all the meatiness and
Yeah, no,
Come back
Ricardo
out.
helps you with the bandaging.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that will hold for the evening.
Is
We'll
there?
just
I'm-
change those right before you go to bed.
I don't know if I actually asked this question before, but is there actually any sort of like healing magic in this world? Okay, you have that. You have the opinion.
Yeah, she talks to animals. She can heal people.
Okay, so you're
She
the
has
druid.
all the-
You're the druid. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I have all-
a-
Yeah,
I'm
she's
the-
legitimate.
Is there
yeah,
any
the-
other
the
type
druid-
of?
I think
don't
so.
know.
Yeah, there's some.
druid.
But none of us care.
It's in
Something
gifts for
else.
other
Cleric.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
Sandaris has some, and
But my healing,
I mean, technically speaking, I can do like potions and shit,
That's
so
true.
I could make healing.
I take your pain
potions.
Yes.
from you. So if you're missing an eye and I heal you, then I can't give you a
My
new one.
magic
But I lose
inflicts
mine,
pain
but I
on
can grow
me.
a new one.
Okay, but you can
Yeah.
heal yourself.
Yeah.
She's like a
Okay.
newt.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's
Yep.
like lizard,
It's like
but
But
magic and talks.
We have
So-
so,
so-
many
so she is a
animal
dragon.
analogies today.
Yeah.
I'm a what?
A
Yeah.
dragon.
A dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were just discussing that
I've
you're kind of
always
like a
wanted to
lizard.
be. No one would let me find one when we were in Ison.
Yeah, because all
Well-
the forests were haunted.
They were fine.
And now Marcus is going to talk
Also,
about
all the
undead
dragons in Ison are dead and have been for a very long time.
I
So
don't
now
believe that.
there are also undead dragons.
She
I
can
was
talk
about
to
to
the
say,
ground.
I don't know if
could
she can turn
probably
into
make,
it if it's
like-
undead.
Yeah, it's not life anymore. It's
Oh yeah, and the ground was mad
life.
or something.
Oh yeah, the
The
ice.
dirt
and-
was
Yeah,
angry.
that was
Ison
that
didn't
was her
like
big
her.
part about being in Ison was like the earth was angry.
Yeah. Zaganda is very angry. And you can tell because sometimes the people come up out of the ground and they start murdering everyone.
Yeah,
Can't
Klaus.
get more mad than
Klaus is like, it's angry. Like many times, it just spits people right out.
Oh, my country just has entitled sexist assholes.
We have those too, but some of them also eat people's faces.
Ricardo is like, we have them too. They come in all shapes and sizes.
Don't get Genya started on Montang again. That was the worst.
Ah, that residual racism. Let's
Yep.
go.
Evine, as the forests of Isen are invoked in this conversation, you hear the distant clip-clop of a horse
Clip clop.
and a whisper on the wind that goes,
Sorry.
did I tell you of the time?
He starts all the stories never
A
finishes.
wooden eyeball made an appearance in our Witchlight game. And
Really?
Yeah, just briefly.
Yeah!
It was a rift in time, and
The eyeball crosses
a red
dimension.
panda didn't know what to make of it other than to be terrified, so it was good.
Genia, I can't remember if we
that ball
talked to you
from
about this
Vikings.
piece, but Genia got taken in. They're all fucking wizards at this table in some way, shape, or form.
I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah. But
I'm a bard.
there's a guy
Barbarian.
at the Carrion Crow camp that was doing like legitimate like parlor trick magic. Like he had a fucking
He's a practical
like
man.
wooden eyeball and he kept like doing like sleight of hand shit. And
Right.
Genia was like, that man is an archmage.
I can literally whisper to trees and have them pick up their roots and move about and call upon the god of death to serve me into varying souls.
Right.
He made his
Yeah.
thumb come off. Oh my god! He put
It's
it
like-
back on. Oh my god!
It's like this guy's eye went into a cup and then it was in a bag.
Then it just keeps
And now it
appearing.
haunts Shenda.
Yeah.
So every now and then, like we'll be doing something and the wooden eye will just pop up. Rolls around.
Periodically, like she'll empty a coin purse and an eye rolls
It just
out.
like rolls by
"Oh!"
itself.
It's beautiful.
Because that man is like, I don't know. It's Gandalf the White,
Dude,
apparently.
He was literally trying to just like do some fun parlor
He
tricks
was
for
entertaining the
children.
kids, yeah.
Yeah, it was Genya and a bunch of kids. Because the adults were like, fuck this, we get actual work to
General
do.
Genya with her knives.
Oh
just-
yeah, no, 100%. I get it.
Look at
No, I'm aboard with that.
So funny.
look at this insane sorcery. He could dismember his body and put it back together.
You know what me and my grandma just noticed? They're puppets. They're strings. Yeah, they're marionettes.
marionettes,
That's
that's
what
what
they
they
are. I didn't know.
Yeah. The man's name is Janos, but his eyeball is more
with the
famous
gravity.
than the man.
Janos.
Yep, that's right.
The hands of fate.
The respect he deserves.
Janos,
He
the
watches
hands of
the
fate.
keep while it masters away.
The sequel.
Yes, no,
I
Jenny
needed
is
more gravitas.
as insanely magic as humanly possible. Parlor tricks, oh my fucking god, blow my mind.
Yeah.
I'm
I've
pretty
never
sure
seen tracks.
that it's been years,
Yeah.
real life time, since we played that part. And I'm
lives.
pretty sure Janos himself hasn't appeared, but the eye has continued to be a recurring character.
Excellent.
It's beautiful.
As is
One
how it
day
should
it's
be.
just gonna be there along with the arrow.
If
through
I had
time
to
and
choose
just-
between Jose C.
It's already
Benito
crossed
and
through
the
that
eyeball,
space.
that's
That's
a
right.
difficult
When
choice.
Ricardo reaches into his pant pocket to pull out the ring, it will be the eye.
Yep.
Oh my god!
He cracks the eye open and
Yeah,
it's got the
yeah,
ring.
yeah.
Oh
When-
man, that's good.
When the
And then I
Castilian...
turn around and there's the Janos and he goes, but it's in his face.
He's actually
Yep.
a priest.
When the Castilian troops finally make it to San Felipe, and then you hear the sound of a marble, and then several marbles, and you see like 100 wooden eyes fall down the stairs. They have come.
It's like when Ludo calls the stones, only you're just calling wooden eyeball.
He's like,
Oh.
look at this, Genia. We've blown the horn, and they have come. They have come to support. They have answered the call.
She'd believe it. 100%. She doesn't understand nuance. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, Rethold actually calls it kind of early
Yeah.
because he's got to stop. He's got to stop to make the next morning.
Yeah,
Do you
like
need to
I
walk the
feel.
dog? Sorry.
I mean,
Something like that.
once
all
we get
this-
everybody out of this house, Jimena's about to about to send a "you up" note to fucking Sebastian because he had to bounce
The
or
fan
something.
is
Because
flapping
the work
furiously.
is done. Actually, make that noise. That exact sound. Yep. I don't know if the microphone picks that up, but that's a great piece of Foley right here. About I would say an hour or so after you've done what you're supposed to for the evening,
Well, we did do that. We murdered people.
Dessert.
but that's what I mean. About an hour after
Oh.
this, Salvadora and Luna Maria start to make the rounds and bow, and Salvadora mentions that she has quite a bit of business to take care of in the morning, so she's going to be getting out early. She does come to see all of you before leaving to thank you profusely for the invitation. Now that you're the proprietors of this great mansion, she hopes more of these types of events will be held here, and if you need
I don't think I
assistance,
can do that again.
We don't need to do the other part, just the party part.
It'd be hard for me to find another demon, but I
From-
will do it.
from behind her
For special
fan,
occasions.
Yes.
she
Maybe for the
says,
holidays.
"Well, sometimes these kind of things do become necessary, and it's nice to know you have the option."
We must build more trapdoors.
I'm already drawing my note in my notes. Reversible outfits for them.
I think it's more along the line of she needs
Kevlar.
I already did
water
that.
resistant,
Yeah.
so the
yeah.
blood doesn't soak
So
in.
we can
Blood
just hose
wicking
you down
There you
materials.
go.
Yep,
quick,
Blood
real
wicking
quick in
material is
the...
it's like
fantastic.
blood phobic. It just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
oozes right out.
Sangrophobic.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there
Although
we go.
that combines a Latin root and a Greek root, so...
That's what we do
Perfect
around
for
here.
Zhenya.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't judge whose roots are combining. You know, that's good for them.
It should not be polyamory, it's polyrosery.
Technically, it should be multi-amory if you're going to go full Latin.
You never go full Latin. So I learned anything from Tropic Thunder.
Right. So yeah, after exchange of pleasantries, Shinlin and Maria sort of get escorted out. A few of the other guests also start to bow out at that time.
As soon as Salvadora leaves, Jimena comes to the top of the stairs and claps her fan. It's like, okay, everybody, I'm tired. Get out of my house. Party's over.
Love it.
Mazabi looks incredibly amused
Just
by
so
this
tickled.
and starts to finish his drink.
Except Sebastian.
Well, he's not here. He left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he left with you,
yeah,
Michelle.
That's why I gotta
Oh, you gotta
go
get him
out in the
back.
street and be like, Jose, take this note.
Mm-hmm.
Bring my man back to me.
That's right.
It's a 1:15.
The guests are starting to file out.
This sounds
Slowly
like he can
but
walk
surely.
himself,
Isaac is in an engaging conversation with both Jose and Heinrich, where they're telling various stories, and they're kind of laughing pretty loud at this point. They're a few drinks in.
But they're allowed to stay.
The
Oh yeah, don't
I
worry
think
about.
what I would like to see is Yvine chatting with Isaac's father-in-law.
oh yeah, no,
Since
that
he
old
speaks
man
everything. Yeah.
is fucking loving it. He's
That's what I want.
he doesn't understand shit about what's happening around him, and he's having a grand old time. A couple of times he's on the actual floor, just dancing by himself, and just kind of both hands up, wiggling it around, right?
You just gotta feel it.
Heck yeah.
Yep. And you hear the clip clop of the horses and the carriage wheels on the cobblestones and the iron gate opening to
And
let
the
the
silver
carriage
spoon.
out.
And Little Boy Blue and the Man in the Moon.
And then everybody roll me a
And everybody roll
perception.
me a perception.
Wits
roll.
notice.
Probably would be a good idea to get my character sheet out. So that I know how to.
We're gonna roll dice.
Yeah, we rolled dice in this game.
Shit.
Periodically.
I have this die in mine, which I'm pretty sure is yours.
Looks like it.
It definitely looks like good.
I know I was using the extra die last
I'm sorry, wits.
Notice.
Notice.
time. Okay, let's see.
To quote whose line, periodically we roll dice, but the rules don't matter and the points. The rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, both.
I got 6.
I also got 6.
Right?
Wits and notice are neither things that are Shenna's wheelhouse.
I have obstinately chosen not to increase my notice.
Agreed.
I forgot. So does it? If you're looking at it, if I have dice left over, is they have to total up above 10 or 15, or is they have to?
10.
So
Yeah.
if you total them up so that you group them together to
Yeah.
make 10. If you have more than 4 dots in a specific stat,
You can do the
then
15.
you can do 15 and that counts as 2.
Yeah. So I did that. So I have 3 15s.
So
But then
if
I
you
have
have
a.
leftover shit, that's tough.
You
to
just
use.
you
Okay,
just have
I see.
leftovers.
But
Yeah,
if
that's
you
hilarious.
I can
have,
readjust this then. a little bit.
but if you have 3 dots in
You can
one,
re-roll.
you can re-roll one of them
Yeah.
and hope to get better out of it.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna roll this 7.
Evine,
So
feel free to roll for this
it's
as
a
well.
16. Oh, that's a 10 though. So
There you go.
Well, it can be more than 15.
Well,
that's what I was asking before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the 6 it becomes 15.
16 and up.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, 16. Yeah.
description?
So, but as long as
Wits
it's
plus
Yeah,
it
as long
doesn't
notice.
have to exactly.
Oh,
15.
no.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I thought you had like some piddly numbers left over.
No,
Has to
I
be-
had a 7, a 7, and a 6 left over.
Ah.
And I'm like,
At least 15.
Yeah.
What was that,
gotcha.
Mando?
Okay.
I heard an instruction directed at me, but not the end of the sentence.
Oh, wits plus notice.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I got 10.
Okay.
All your
that's-
dice.
Of course.
I
And
mean, that's pretty low. Though.
8. I got 8.
8
Yeah, what's going on? It's our
4.
favorite thing to do.
At least I'm still rolling.
2, 3,
Genre.
4, 5. Why am I using my thumbs?
Can't help
4.
it. Primate.
They're opposable.
That's
They want to be
6 and
opposing.
10. The 2 is extra, so that I had a 10, which exploded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
666.
We're gonna bundle
It's the devil's
the
tale.
number of the beast. Alright.
The number of times in my life, and he has experienced this, where I will be sitting quietly and out of nowhere just have the overwhelming urge to just go 6, 6, 6.
Yeah.
The number of the beast.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And then silence after. Nothing else happens.
Sometimes Bruce Dickinson just
Just
appears
takes
in
over
your
my body.
Iron Maiden channel the tunnel straight to the devil.
Yes.
All right. Well, for Rethold,
Yeah, I'm like,
you're,
as far as our crew's concerned, that's low.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're carrying and not like your work. Your work is done.
Ooh, what are these Korean cookies that I see?
They're very yummy. Open them. Bring them to the table. I always forget they're there. My mom bought them.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, your main work is done. You
It's
have
like a
work to
fortune
do
cookie, but it's rolled
tomorrow.
up.
You're trying to wrap this up, and then a sharp crack in the distance. A whip, maybe, or maybe just like distant thunder. It did thunder earlier when Zhenya did her shit,
Yeah.
right? But those of you 6 and up, yeah. Sharp sound in the distance. Just loud pop.
Huh.
Marcus,
Yeah.
Evine, gunshot.
Yep.
Clear as day, gunshot. Ricardo as well, like, sort of pipes
Right.
up immediately and is like, is that someone fired a gun? Like, not that far from here.
So, oh right, we're not in San Jose. We can't play the gunshot, fireworks, or car
Yep.
backfiring.
Firework or firearm?
Yep. Marcus is, if he's, I don't know if he's chatting with anybody right now, or if he's, I guess maybe he's probably just been sitting here talking with Rethel about something or another.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm
Oh,
like, okay, well,
We're discussing
I'm gonna-
Linorms, that's what
Yeah, I
it
was
is.
like, okay, well, I'm gonna get going because I've got some business to tend to in the morning.
I just heard it was a gunshot.
What?
Yeah, if Ricardo says gunshot, Jenny
Yeah.
is up and already outside.
Yeah.
Well, that okay, and yeah, I'm like, that sounds.
The night
That sounds
is
like
gonna
fun.
go apparently okay.
As you step outside, you notice that the traffic by the gatehouse in front of the house has stopped, and everybody is sort of looking past like the wall and the iron gate. You don't see anything there immediately, but there's definitely some yelling happening from the other side of the wall from the street,
Good
leaving
job.
your house.
Good job, Jimena. You bought a house where there's drive-bys.
I mean, she does speak with a Mexican accent.
Oh no!
Oh no, isn't this manor on the east side of town?
Shit.
We're on the wrong side of
There goes the neighbor.
of Reyes y Asturias.
Right.
What was that,
What
Rabbit?
color is everybody wearing?
Yikes.
I don't know, I'm just wearing brown.
You're fine. You are white. No one will suspect you.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's fine, you're nice, and no one knows.
Yeah. No one will pay attention to you.
Oh,
Ah.
I've internal
Anyway,
damage.
well, if
Yeah, if anyone's shooting anyone,
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna be
we're
part of it.
rolling
So
out.
get in there. Let's go.
Yeah.
the bro dogs go bro and dog.
Immediately,
Yeah.
at the gatehouse, you see Xavier and the crowd basically corralling everybody there. It's like, nobody's leaving quite yet. You stay here.
Wait, is this the murder mystery part of this dinner?
It's about to be.
Ask and thou shalt
The
receive.
mystery is who we're not going to murder.
Right?
So all of you heading
Someone else
down.
murdered
Yeah.
someone. It
Yeah.
wasn't us. The
Who
fuck
finished?
is that?
I'm hoofing it.
Evine, you following this pack? What?
If it's important, Marcus does have his small sword on him. He does not have the big fucker on him.
Sure.
Sorry, Evine, what'd you say?
I follow.
Yeah. Klaus actually looks at you in a. There's not a word, but you can clearly
Goddamn it,
infer
Where's
the
Wasabi?
coming with, or Wasabi's still here.
Okay.
Yeah, he was still in the
He
house.
just gives him the look after Heinrich.
Keep it on.
Glance.
Yeah.
You get a nod, and he sort of positions himself quietly with a stein by the group still chatting.
Yeah.
Isn't Klaus Heinrich's father?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I mean, no, I know Klaus. I mean, obviously Klaus is going to take care of him, but it's more of
I'm
a.
like, wait a minute.
It's more of a. Klaus is asking him, "Do you want me to come with you?"
Right. Do you
As
need me?
opposed
Do you
to-
need me to tag along, or should I? Do you want me to stay here?
Yeah, like stay here and keep an eye on the boys.
Marcus is the unit commander.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
this.
I was like, why do you need to tell the father to look after his... Sorry, because it's
No,
fine.
he's yeah.
Because they're Ison and they're all soldiers. So
Yeah, that's
the
also
fact-
that's
the
also
fact-
true.
The fact that he's the father of one of the privates is immaterial.
That's fair.
Suddenly, Jenny understands now.
I was like, oh, okay, just a
Um,
military thing. Got it. Not familial. Because, you know,
Yeah.
As
she's
you-
from, we take care of everyone.
Yeah.
Get past the gatehouse, round the corner, you see down a little ways a carriage, driver, cloak, stained with blood, with a pistol drawn, like sort of fanning around the area. I'm not going to have you roll for this because most of you will immediately recognize Madame Salvadora's carriage with a hefty amount of blood splattered by the window.
From the
Um,
airport?
Yep.
Well,
Madame Salvador is the queen, right?
No.
No.
she's our boss.
She's our
she's
boss.
our boss.
Oh, uh-oh.
I have issues. Many issues.
Jenny's gonna
Yeah.
push her way through.
I tackle the coachman.
Yeah.
Yep. That's Salvadora's coachman, who's clearly like in full adrenaline mode, but gets bowled out of the way.
Yeah, and I who's behind us? Who's pulling up the rear? That's not us immediately.
Ricardo is coming with, and I think that's it because
I imagine Jose.
if you flag him,
You know what? Yeah, I've had that thought earlier. I was like, we have the captain of the guard and the lieutenant of the guard with us,
Yeah.
and I'm like, so they're with us. So I would actually.
Wait, did we actually notice somebody running from the scene?
Well, that
No.
was my next. I'd be like, Jose's
Yep.
runners. And yeah.
I haven't used the hero point yet, so I'm trying to do something too.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, everyone roll a d10.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
See if anyone gets a bonus.
Oh, I got a 1.
I got 3.
Yeah, 10.
6.
I got a rock.
You got a rock.
Bean,
Rabbit, don't roll a 10.
roll a 7.
I rolled a 7.
Yes! Good job.
Nice.
Alright, I got a third.
well done.
Because Jared and I tied, so it would have gone to nobody.
Josefina's probably the better tracker from what I remember, right?
She's okay. Yeah, she's pretty good.
What you're
Okay.
saying? There was a cloak and a.
Then I grant her the 3 dice from that hero point.
The coachman has blood on his cloak.
Yep.
I'm just looking for something to trace from.
Yeah. So I throw her. Well, actually, yeah, I'll throw you the 3 dice.
Okay.
If that helps you.
Yeah.
You know what to roll.
And then-
You're casting your senses out, or
Yeah.
you're just looking.
No, I'm gonna try to. Well,
I tackle the coachman, fork to the neck, and I'm like, "What happened?"
Oh, Jenny's just ripping open
There's-
that door.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
that's I knew.
There's
I
a
knew
fair
you'd be
amount of
good at it.
panic.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of like, oh god, the shot came out of nowhere. I don't know where he went. And as you're getting closer, you can see inside that Salvadora is completely out. There's blood splattered like all of the back.
Okay. Haven't
She
used
was-
this before, but it's time.
Yep.
She was shot in the upper chest, and there's Luna Maria is there, like her face is just like splattered in blood. One arm in the sling still, the other arm has like a knife there, and they're basically just like almost in a daze.
shit.
I'm
Well,
going to.
I don't know if Salvador's still alive, but if she's got any thread, I'm gonna trace from her, because that's the most accurate.
Sure.
Alright.
Jenny's getting in there and check to see if she's alive.
It is fate, Genia, but to your relief, she is not dead yet.
Oh, that's
She's fading fast.
Okay. Jenny takes hold. I haven't healed anyone in a minute. Okay, so I spent a hero point to. That's why I'm over there.
What are you looking for?
My Apple Pencil.
Oh.
I can't do
My
that.
Apple Pencil.
Pineapple apple pen.
Where'd you put it?
Well, it's usually magnet
yeah.
onto this.
Oh yeah.
Where did you find your...
Does anyone work? Any apple pen work, or does it have to be the ones?
I don't know. I might have to.
Give me a second. I got one.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I'll just keep an eye on what points I have. So I'm going to spend a hero point.
So the
And-
coachman seems like he's trying to react to it as
Yeah,
well.
the coachman was basically like, I was driving, the shot came, I heard the window shatter, I came out back, I didn't see anybody. It was not point blank, it was
And
from
his-
far.
And his
Sniper, no
his gun is
sniping.
still
Yeah.
charged.
His gun is still loaded.
Okay.
You can probably, I mean, you're close enough to him to realize the blood was probably like he opened the door to the carriage
yeah.
and checked
Cool.
immediately.
Yeah. As soon as
and-
that clicks in, I hoist him back up, and I'm like, "Calm the horses."
Okay. Jenny heals Madame Salvadora. I can spare 3.
you got
I
beat
mean, I have
up.
4. I technically have 8 because someone gave me an 8th.
Yeah, you got the.
But I'm at
I got
5
10
at
for
the
my
moment.
trace.
We'll get to
Or I'm
that.
at 4 at the moment, so I've got 4 to spend.
Okay. Salvadora does not regain consciousness, but as you breathe life into her and see some of the wounds knitting, and for a moment, like it's,
See if that works.
you can see like near the collar of her dress, like blood just gushing out, and it knits a little bit, and you manage to staunch the breathing.
I'd have to sync it to mine. That's okay. I'll just keep tabs on here for now.
Okay.
She's knocked out. She's critical, but she's alive.
Okay.
And at this point,
Where
you
did
can.
your iPad come from?
The couch, which is why I went and searched in the cushions.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm not gonna. Like I said, I'll just keep this today.
Regular care in the state she's in should be able to put her on the mend.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't need to put more into her to save her life. Her breathing sort of stabilizes.
Yeah. Well, I want her stable and able to actually mend,
Yes.
which knocks me down.
You put 3 into
3?
it, right?
Good. Yeah.
That
1, 2, 3.
you felt her basically like a step away from death's door.
3. Okay.
So you came in on time.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I can call death to be like, "Don't take her, she's mine," or I can just bring her back to life. But that's not needed right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Another-
you felt the trajectory of that shot like
Yeah.
actually touched her heart. So if you hadn't intervened,
That
That's
would
why
have
there was a
chances
lot of
are
blood.
she would have died.
A new hole rips open in Zhenya, and she says, "I think I need to sit down now," and just
As you go to sit down,
just on the floor outside the carriage.
Luna Maria,
I think
eyes
you'd be in the
wide,
carriage.
After she
is
falls out.
with difficulty.
I would have Ricardo
Coming
push you
out of
back
the
in.
carriage.
Okay,
Just, that'll be the ambulance.
That's life now.
Yeah.
Luna Maria's like getting out of the carriage with some difficulty, like slipping in some of the blood, knife in one hand,
I'll help her out.
looking wild.
Yeah.
And there's like a normally they're very composed. None of that is there. Like there is a look of like shock and like an unwillingness to accept the reality of this situation right now.
I might even like grab him by the other arm, and I'm like, "Go look. We got her."
You get a nod and
Hey,
they
Leo!
dart off
Yeah. They'll come to their senses
into
when
the
they-
darkness.
And with with that extra point of triangulation, I'm like, Evie.
Real
Well-
Oh
quick.
my.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt anyone.
No,
yeah,
please.
Yeah, I just jump in it.
But when Zhenya plops on the ground, since Megan has 11 hero points because I never use them,
Yeah.
Cash them in.
what I would like to do is use give one of her potions
Okay.
Oh yeah,
to Zhenya, and I will spend a hero point
do it.
to
Hell yeah.
To heal me
To
back.
aid,
to help heal
double medicine. Love
to help
it.
heal Zhenya, and then also I will spend a second one to use a different one to put on Madame Salvadora's wound to help
Right.
clean out the wound and help
What
it
does the
heal
potion
better.
heal me?
Double medicine, was it? Or, sorry.
What?
He said something earlier that I thought was what the mechanic was. Never mind.
No, he was being silly.
Yeah.
Rabbit, I'm going to want Evine to use where...
You managed to regain your 3.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that you just spent.
I imagine Evine's good at tracking, so I would want them to try and figure out where that...
Marilena's right about to give you a direction and a location,
Yeah.
so Evine, you're gonna be able to follow that.
Nice.
Okay.
Plus the point of impact, trajectory, etc.
Ricardo immediately you see the reflex kick in where he looks at the shattered window. He looks like at the point of impact on the back of the carriage, and then immediately jumps to the other side of the carriage, pops his rifle on the top, puts the hat down like next to it, and he's angled like in a direction like looking at the rooftops.
In a woozy hiccup. He's my person.
I know him.
Marcus, any actions you want to take before I resolve this?
No, Marcus doesn't really have any track. He's mostly just being there to be supportive, but once somebody gives him a direction, it's go time.
It's go time.
Yeah.
All right. Marlena, you focus on Salvadora.
And now you know which direction that thread is in, vaguely.
Yep. You sort of have to focus because there are many threads reaching from her, including many
It doesn't open really easy.
big ones that go to all of you in this.
Yeah.
There's
I feel like I
a
can probably filter out the people I know already.
there's a solid cable that almost looks like it's vibrating, connecting Salvadora to Luna Maria and the darkness that Luna Maria went to. But it takes you like just a moment to sort of like almost like mentally, push some of these threads aside so you can look at the core. And you finally see a darker golden thread that to your mind's eye seems to be dripping with a noxious liquid, and you're not sure, your brain tends to create this imagery for you, right? To have you make sense of what you're seeing, because looking at fate is fucking madness. But you can follow this noxious thread to the rooftop in the distance, roughly in the direction that Ricardo is fanning right now with his rifle, and then you feel a distant heartbeat, accelerated, as if someone is running.
Okay.
That's another thing that I bark out sort of in the moment as well, is that wherever that point is, however many seconds ago the shot happened, that distance has spanned. Either likely away or to either direction.
I mean, all I really got is the direction the person's running. But I pretty much mentioned that. I know the direction. I know that they're running on the rooftop. They're still exerting themselves, so they're still running, but they're getting pretty tired already.
Would we know the town? Would Marlena know the town well enough to be able to say, like, what
you know that
street,
neighborhood
intersection?
Fairly well, because Salvadora's mansion is also... This is like sort of one of the upper quarters, right?
Oh yeah!
So,
hey! I can't whistle. Come here.
You've been in this area
Stop being
enough that you can
obnoxious.
get a rough idea. You got a 10, right?
I mean, I can also just keep whispering at Evine.
You've looked a lot at these
You've done this
threads.
before.
Yeah, you can get like a weird...
You call him the Avine strike.
Yeah, you can get like a weird, like... It's not exactly like looking at a map, but you get a feeling for the shape of the city a little bit, because you've been connected to it long enough at this point.
Cool, am I getting shivers now?
Basically.
I know it's hard.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is having 6 points in specialty and brawn and 6 points in athletics enough for me to jump up onto the roof? Okay.
You can hoist yourself.
Yeah.
You've done such things
No.
before.
Calm down.
It is.
Have
It is.
rest.
There's all sorts of like, you know, things you can use for purchase, right? Like you can get a running start and get up there.
Because if she gives us a direction and says he's up, he's running across the roofs, whoop, Marcus is off.
The thread itself is very reminiscent to you. It's not the same, but it has the same sort of consistency and like feel behind it as the threads that were used by the Inquisition's assassins, including
Oh, these
Julia
assholes.
Lombardo.
God damn
Motherfuckers.
it.
Oh man,
But
that
also,
girl-
oh, you mean
That's
I have
what
to go
makes me
kill
think
some
of
fucking
Julia.
Fettuccine? Oh no!
Oh, we killed all these fuckers already.
I just tell Evine, it's a Julia thread. Get it?
The work is never done. There's always
Oh, hey, kitty.
um,
Meow, meow.
I'm like, I actually have to stop and think. We did kill her, right? I remember doing that.
Yeah, she's in the garden in Lisa.
it's not. You actually think about it for a second because it
No,
feels
yeah.
very similar.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
But
You're like, no,
It's
we
like that's
Like,
valid.
we definitely
That's
killed
valid.
that person.
well, she
Oh, baby.
we made sure the body was on camera.
yeah,
Oh,
she rose back from the dead a couple times
Oh god damn.
because her body was not on camera.
This time, like, Virginia made the Earth Eater, so
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
she's literally fertilizer now.
She was literally torn in several parts.
I remember I used
Yeah.
And buried.
multiple hero points to make that happen.
It's not
God
her.
damn it.
You're certain of it,
There's
but
a proverbial dumb old boy sitting on her proverbial corpse chest right now.
yep.
So
yeah, no, like I said, if as soon as she gives us a direction to go, then Marcus is a monster hunter, so he hops to the roof and starts taking off.
Whatever
Says,
these monsters may be, racists,
Racists, slavers,
zealots.
fucking Catholics.
Hey.
Well, okay, the bad
Some of them-
ones.
The bad one.
bad Catholics.
Not the Episcopals, the other guys.
The Netflix.
As you keep your eye on the pulse,
Yeah.
that heartbeat joins several others
Oh, good, a
that
covenant.
also seem to be moving in the same direction.
They're quite
They're
good.
very tasty.
That's very nice.
They're kind of like those ones you get where they're like they're cooking on the
pirouettes?
side,
Yeah.
the
I
cream
love
filled, but
those.
they just don't have the cream in them.
You look like you've got a cigar in your mouth. You're like,
Yeah.
rah, rah, see?
Yeah. They feel like just like waffle cones to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually true.
Yeah, that's exactly what that tastes like.
So good.
Even there is a
when Jenya shakes the fog off, I'll play along. Go ahead, Evie.
What's Rethel doing?
you have the direction.
I have all kinds of stuff, but
I'm basically going to keep track of it, and if the path changes significantly, I'll yell at a shadow. I do mention that there are several people running in the same direction.
From atop the carriage, Ricardo says, "Dear, you feeling all right? You look woozy for a second."
I'm fine. Jimena gave me one of her hair potions.
Good.
My heart is not leaking out of its casing anymore.
Good. I trust your insight. If you want to go, I'll cover you.
Thank you, Kasha. And then I'm going to Wolf.
with that, I look at Xavier and the Jose's, and I'm like, I basically say, Teen Titans, go.
Well, there's Jose, Josefina, and Isaac.
I know.
is
yeah,
actually
that's why they're
there.
Teen Titans. Yeah, he's cyber.
Heinrich apparently wanted to be part of the Teen Titans, but
Aw.
Dad told him to stay inside.
Now, okay,
because-
so I will say this: if Heinrich is Klaus doesn't always agree with everything that it's still Klaus is still his dad, so
Yeah.
I would say Heinrich is totally there, and Klaus will have.
There's only been one gunshot. He
Yeah.
can take a hit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I feel like. I
I'm
don't want
not-
to say out of all of them. I think Isaac is the Robin.
Yeah.
Probably.
because he's a mundane. Because he's a mundane of. Yeah. Anyway,
Great skill.
so I tell the NPCs to get to
NPC
help
squad.
to help the
NPCs.
Yeah.
No.
Ah,
Stop
boom.
doing it.
Sorry, everyone.
Stop doing it.
You
What
have
have
no one to
you
blame but
done?
yourself. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
What hath
Rabbit
thou
missed
wrought?
it. You can tell Rabbit all about
I'll
it.
talk
later.
about it later.
If you can feel the sarcasm from that, like, let me spell it out for you, internet. Fuck you, kids, for exposing me to this shit.
Might not even be kids.
Take a sip of that Canada Dry there.
Just a particular gross individual. Oh,
Sorry,
wow,
I'm
you're-
done.
Oh, hey, look, in your divorce.
We're never allowed to get divorced.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no, the
Justice
sassy
said
black
we
lady
couldn't.
told us couldn't.
Okay, well, sorry. In your estrangement,
She also didn't say your
Separation.
name right, so I don't know how much.
I'll
fair.
I'll still be your friend for now, but you can't crash at our place. So,
Oh, that's
just
real
setting
as fuck.
boundaries. I tell the individuals who aren't at this table to help the coachman get to help her get her to her
Yeah.
estate, and that if everything gets settled, to follow the trail of bodies.
Oh, absolutely. And
Um,
Jose is on it because he's already barking with assistance from Josefina, and you hear several boots and blue cloaks come in into view.
and I slit the cables on the curtains in the cart, and I'm like, at least a Jose with her at all times.
Yeah,
And,
you
maybe-
see one of Jose's blue cloaks immediately coming in. Younger man, badly shaven, with a pair of like half moon spectacles on. And as he gets to
How
the
old is he?
I'm like,
Oh, no.
probably like
Oh,
mid
no.
mid to late 20s.
Uh-oh.
too old.
He's not. He's not too old.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's no age limit. She just.
he's
It's more that there's already some pre-programmed stuff you gotta.
he's
not as
ahead of his
clean.
time a little bit because he's got like the bushy like Mr. Darcy sideburns.
Oh.
I feel
you
like
pushed the
Jimena
Darcy
needs a
button.
young man or an older man, not one that's her age.
Yeah,
That's true.
I feel like that's
Because
more.
Jimena
of
is like 26.
yeah.
if you get that reference, he slightly look like the
I guess I'll try one.
the Doctor and Master and
This is
Commander.
not fussy.
Yeah.
But he
No.
basically
This is good.
he comes in and like without any sort of hesitation tosses his hat, tosses his cloak, and jumps into the carriage and pulls like a little like bag
Oh.
that seems to contain like medical tools, and you can tell he's one of
Well,
the
he's got half moon spectacles.
Yeah.
Of course, he's a doctor.
he's
Yeah.
one of Jose's medics, and
Oh.
immediately is jumping in, and
Because
he's
Jose is well trained
yep.
and knows he doesn't have magic.
Mm-hmm. Jose has to hoof it like
Like
with
a
the
plebe.
like the rest of the plebes. Both of them do.
Well,
Josefina was like grade A plebe when you found her, so so yeah,
We
this
saved
scene
her. We raised her up.
this scene is getting secured as more guards are coming through, and they're securing the gate. Like you see a few of them rushing actually inside to the mansion, right? Like just to make sure.
And then it's like, okay. Come on. Give me a second. It's like, it all happened outside. It wasn't us this time.
this
We,
time.
we would never hurt Salvador. You know that. All of you know that.
I'm just sitting here spacing out.
While you're deeply focused on that direction,
I
and you
pick
can
you up.
Are you
basically
taking the radar with
I
you?
sort of Yoda backpack you. Yeah.
nice. You're like this on on Rethold's
Man, this
back.
is like the weirdest shit. So it's like I'm riding on Rethold and I'm talking to Yvine through shadows.
Yeah, because you still get the pulse. You have to stay focused on it.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
running
hey,
down
son.
you guys are running down the street. I'm up on the roof, like looking out from around you guys.
But it's
like-
not like sexy rogue. It's like
No,
Crunch.
It's crunch,
Crunch, yeah.
crunch, crunch. I'm leaving
those
footprints.
Spanish tiles are just fucked.
Oh
They're
yeah, no,
so
100%.
bad.
Like Marcus basically like goes like close to the roof and just like grabs it like that and just like lifts himself up.
Meanwhile, the angriest howl from the white dire wolf with glowing apple green eyes.
Yep.
Ooh.
Try to take me down? Try to take the people I like down? Fuck you! I did not eat enough at this party.
Yeah, the scene is secured with a swarm of city guards, and before long, the driver is back at his seat, and with a full escort, slowly, the cart starts to move.
Yeah.
So it's no longer in exposed territory and starts to head towards Salvador's home. Luna Maria, of course, nowhere in sight.
Package is secure.
I just brought Luna Maria back from the brink of death.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do it again.
Well, that's
That's how it goes.
a button has been pressed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I need to roll to
We'll find
keep
her.
my focus while I'm being
You will
bounced
need
around?
to continue rolling
Okay.
to keep your bead on that focus. So
Is the difficulty harder because now I'm being bounced?
even though you're not in view of hostiles, we will go
Can
to
I do
approaches.
Can I do a
because-
panache? Oh yeah, then I would like to do a panache plus athletics to maintain a speed and
Yep.
also not jostle our radar too much.
Yeah. Do a couple backflips, like a couple flips like Luke, you know. Swing on a couple ropes that
Gotta
were
do it with
placed there
style.
conveniently.
Do I need to roll anything specific in order to keep going along the roofs? I'm jumping from roof to roof.
Let's go with Brawn Athletics, since you basically just at this point you're up on the roof and now you're picking up speed. You're basically trying to catch up.
Ooh, not too many 9s.
Do I
Womp womp.
So I could make this one be the other two.
resolve?
Do it.
Notice?
You're trying to get a.
I'm trying to catch up with these fuckers.
Okay, well let's go with Athletics for you.
Okay, resolve or brawn?
Let's go with Brawn.
Brawn it is.
You're pushing yourself
Yeah.
at this point, and through
And fucked up at
through
the same time.
EV, yeah, because you feel the sting of having killed some great primordial being.
Yeah, you know, it's just a normal Tuesday.
But life will not allow you to rest.
That's an 11 this time.
Is this me sticking to a plan even though it's a danger to myself?
Oh, 100%. You're depleted.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
did I use my alchemy to make somebody's life better?
Yes!
Yay!
You sure did.
Arguably twice.
Also, did I earn a hero point for taking a serious injury to protect a sworn comrade?
I mean,
Shit.
yes.
Okay.
Because Salvador will be dead
Yep.
if you didn't
Man, I
purposefully
actually think I did
injure
it.
yourself.
Take on her injuries.
Yep.
That's 8 for
8. Okay.
rolling across the roofs.
Alright.
Did I say I got 11?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I guess my approach is continue to focus.
Yeah, I mean, you're just keeping the beat, and I'm sure you're feeding that information to Evine. Evine, by the way, can whisper through darkness and serve as the group radio. More
And
or
this
less.
is not how I
Excellent.
thought our character was going to
Yeah.
work together.
Evine's the dispatch.
Yeah.
In all the ways you can actually define that term,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Evine
yeah.
dispatches
Yeah.
people as well.
Excellent.
Rethel maintains a steady 5
Okay.
successes to 5 raises to
Yep.
to be a stable mobile platform for the radar.
Yep. You're busy.
If Jimena could, she would like to use finesse and athletics
Mhm.
to also run.
You're not a power runner. You're a grace runner.
You definitely flit across the,
Oh, yeah.
the stones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of acrobatics.
Jimena is Naruto running
Yeah.
down the fucking.
Hell yeah.
That's as you run. The background displays flashback of your training with your mentor, sort of looking at you with malaise and.
Remember, Chizu, run with your arms behind you.
No.
Like I taught you.
That's right.
Malaise.
counting.
That's so. That word is so descriptive. Of that guy.
Yeah.
He's just Mr. Malaise.
Monsieur Melancholy.
Yep. He's Castilian. So, you know.
So, senor, whatever that would be.
Can't help you there.
That'll be 9 for Zhenya.
9.
Yes.
Okay.
He's different. I don't know.
You'll pass me easy.
I started before.
And you're staying.
Yeah,
You're staying
okay.
at the ground level, Zhenya, or
Yeah,
are you?
Wolf.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm the only
Melancholy.
one up on the roof.
Yeah.
Trying to get the high ground.
I'm essentially just following Evine as best as I
Right.
can. As much as she'll allow me to notice her.
You can notice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're allowed.
You're allowed.
You can see me.
Yeah.
Evine's like a. It's like an imaginary friend.
I just assumed Evine allows me to smell her. So
Yep.
she's just leaving a,
Just farting.
just
Fart into the wind.
dusting.
Just periodically.
Evine is a reverse senpai
Yep.
because she needs to let us notice her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
100%.
So instead of just like one big fart, it's just like a slow
Yeah,
thing.
like an old car.
It's a full.
Oh, God,
yeah.
Yep.
I just assume with every
I got
step.
11.
Yeah. 11.
Yep.
11.
11.
What's
Every-
that from? Like, why do we do that? Is that from
It came up
something?
recently, yeah.
It's me actually. I've taught you all
Every
to do it
fucking
by
time, yes.
just doing it. So it's a sketch
you've
comedy
been
from a Scottish TV show where the elevator works by Siri, but Siri doesn't understand
Yes.
Scottish accents.
I think you shared that one a couple of
Yeah,
times.
so they're like, they walk in, they say, 11, and she goes, I'm sorry, please say the number clearly. 11! I didn't understand you. Please say it and they start just, 11! Well, no, you have to say it like you're American. 11. Please, and then it says, like, something, and then she mentions calmly. Oh, calmly! And then he loses his fucking mind.
You cool.
Yeah. Listen here, you
Jimmy
fucking
Dodger.
coon.
Yeah, and then the door opens and there's a bunch of people there and he's like, they're screaming like lines from Braveheart at it, and then they're like, So yeah, 11.
Sorry.
Yep.
Evine, approach.
I know. Just zoning out.
I'm still tracking.
Yeah, I mean you get a pretty good pulse from Marilena, who's basically looking at the thread and giving you a pretty good direction.
Okay.
So you can basically like speed through at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep speeding.
All right.
I guess starting and ringing the bell.
We'll go with
I notice
athletics.
she's falling behind him.
We'll go with athletics, and with either brawn or finesse, whichever you feel is the most appropriate in your case. Basically, like the way this is working right now is that Marlena has given you the gist of the direction and distance, and more or less like you're communicating it to the rest of the group.
Yeah. I'm on your 6, Evine.
Yeah.
Falling from the ground.
Gosh,
And
I
you
told
are
I
you
could go.
also falling from the ground, or are you taking the rooftops, Jimena?
Ooh, fancy. Jimena is going to be on the opposite rooftop from where...
There you go. Across the street.
Marcus
Yeah,
is?
across the street from where Marcus is. With
Okay.
his
Just
little,
consistently yelling
hippity
at me. Consistently yelling at me because I'm crushing all the nice Spanish
Oh,
dialogue.
Yeah,
Jimena
yeah.
doesn't give a shit.
Alright, fair enough.
Jimena is...
If it were food, it'd be a problem.
Yeah. If you were wasting food, she would be upset. But Jimena doesn't. She's like,
Oh, man.
you can replace tiles. They're easy.
You can clearly
kind of
see
point.
the difference in both of your approaches because
It's
you're
annoying,
just
but-
wrecking. You're causing a ton of property damage by just running through these like giant men on top. And yeah, Jimena is very much Naruto running
It's like,
in her
Mulan running across the top of a
Yep.
castle.
in her fancy evening
Yeah.
dress.
Oh yeah, she's still in full fucking.
like there's no damage whatsoever.
So light of foot.
I got 8.
8.
Not even double digits. What are you doing?
I know, Mando.
Shocking.
Well, this also is something other than witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, or stealth, which is like, I'm waiting for the first that will roll 20.
She's gotten close before.
It will come. Like Genia has. You got like what, like 17, like
Yeah.
last time
Yeah.
to destroy that fucking
Brawn and
monster.
Brawl is my shit, dude.
Yeah. Rassled.
Yep. Zhenya only has 2 points in finesse because she's not supposed to be
No.
subtle in any way, shape, or form.
I mean,
Yeah.
high five for the low finesse group.
Yep.
And she also has
I have this
1 in hide.
Yeah.
And 2
In finesse.
In finesse. Yay! Double finesse crowd.
I should
Yeah.
maybe have more hide considering I'm supposed to be a monster hunter, but I guess you don't really need to have actual hunting skills in order to hunt down monsters. They don't
You're
really follow
like-
the same.
You like a Major Dutch Schaffer in The Predator.
Yeah,
You just cover yourself in mud. That will work.
yeah. I'm a monster hunter in the sense of the video game Monster Hunter, where I just I roll off with a giant fuck off sword and a gun that shoots bugs at people, and
Yep. The fucking great swords in these games is basically like that. Is exactly that. It's like you're gonna put all of your fucking body weight into swinging that shit around. When I play Monster Hunter, I play Lens, so it's just like drop this gigantic shield on the ground and then poke,
oh,
poke, poke.
So cute.
All right, well, we'll get some of these resolved. Even though Jimena is in the top. Marlena, you're keeping your eyes, your brain really, like your mind's eye on the focus. You get the ping. You feel even more. It's actually like sharper and clearer in your mind this time around. You almost feel like a pulse, and you get like a closer read on this person. You sense
That's okay.
like the accelerated heart rate. You sense no fear, which is, in many ways like maybe a little bit grosser,
Yeah.
because there is a certain sense of, mission accomplished that comes with this. And now it's basically just, final phase of the mission is making a clean exit.
Oh man, we're going against an assassin from Assassin's Creed.
There's that's the impression you get, right? Like, this is not a person that's like, in adrenaline mode, like, oh shit, this just, like, there's a practiced state to this, and the accelerated heart rate is just because that person is hauling ass across rooftops. You feel several other people that have a connection. Rolled 11. You sense 4 others.
I don't know if he's looked back to notice the giant fuck off Ison that's running across the rooftops out of yet.
Seriously.
Maybe that might convince him to be a little more scared.
Thump, thump, thump.
Yep, the
Crunch,
noise
crunch.
is definitely noticeable, and
Crunch, 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 cloud smash!
yep, you feel you feel from this too that like your group is making good pace. Your people are making good pace, catching up to these, right? There's a sense of purpose that you can sense from your group, which pings with a certain sense of approval from your hat.
Nice.
Does the hat pat me on the head?
No.
Just, like, it just bounces
Hat
there.
pats.
Because this hat will never talk to you. At least it doesn't seem
It just
inclined
gives
to.
me feels.
You just get a sense
Cappy
of
is mute.
you get a deep sense of like this is righteous purpose.
Nice.
Righteous.
Righteous.
Yep. So yeah, you get a pretty good read on that, which you continue to communicate through to
Right.
Evine.
Can I somehow get an idea of, like, what their method of escaping here is?
You can't really tell from the ping you're reading. They're heading in the direction of the docks and
That makes sense.
the
That's
dockside
reference
area. So,
No one's shocked. They're running towards the water.
Surprisingly, your ride is smooth and you don't lose concentration because of that. You get a sense that Rethold is hauling ass through the streets, is making a certain sense of effort not to jostle you too much, like not to, you know.
We don't need to get there first. It's more important that
He's
keep the thread.
He's being practical with it. Like there's no fluff, no extra leaping, and you know it's yeah. You kind of for a moment like you're so focused on the thread that like you forget where you're at,
Yeah.
and then for
That
a
must be
second
weirdly disorienting.
your brain comes back and you're just like, you know,
Oh.
as Rethold is just jogging through the street, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Just out for
I'm
a
being
wee jog today.
used as a mobile radar. Right now.
Just that one army guy with the fucking backpack with the antenna coming out.
Basically.
I keep thinking
She's
of that
the
dude in
backpack.
front mission.
Yeah.
I'm that dude.
Yep, exactly. It's like radio backpack, except she's the backpack.
On radio. Sending the signals.
All right, Jimena, you pick your trajectory, and you do almost the complete opposite of Marcus. Like he basically just hulked on the top of this building and started like wrecking everything. You're like running on the spine of the rooftop and causing like no damage. You're virtually making like zero sound as you're running there in your full evening gown across the rooftop. Both of you see across the street, and here, because you hear the sound of masonry
Falling tile.
protesting as these roofs are getting shattered. You actually hear a couple of times in Castilians, like, you know, people's heads poking out of windows, like, just, you know, what the hell is this? And then, like, you know, ducking inside not to get pelted by the falling tiles. Yep. There's like a cacophony starting to build, and the two of you are up top. Witty Bean actually joining the pursuit, and you get eyes on the target. Still a little ways, but if you push now, you can catch up to this group. You see various weaponry. You see robes and Jimena, and Marcus as well, because you're used to you have a beef with the Vatican.
Fucking red cloaks again.
Yeah, these.
God.
I've the only things I've killed less than I've killed less than fucking undead are these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Priest.
these are clearly like, you know, cut for like speed and movement, but they have the telltale deep burgundy, and it's pretty evident that these are folks that know what they're doing because they're not missing a beat, right? There's no clumsiness. This is not the first time that this group has made an escape. You can tell they're almost like running in formation in the sense that it's like a 2-2 and then there's a person in the middle, and you can see clearly a long rifle slung over the back of the person that's running in the middle.
Now you know who to hit.
Evine, you see all of this information as well. I'll let you decide if your partners in crime here that catch sight of you periodically. Evine does phase into existence, which
That will.
is like almost like a beacon for like the gigantic beast that you hear hoofing and padding in the street below.
Yep.
Running at full speed. The wolf passes you at some point, Rethold.
Oh no, she was ahead of me already, so she's probably caught up to these two at this point.
Following pursuit, you're getting the information and the ping on your target. One more push, one more round. They are running quick, they are running fast.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for them, it is clear to you are faster.
I haven't figured out how to give myself like rocket boosters yet.
That's
Yeah,
coming.
you did on the ship once
I did a little bit. I like
with Rodrigo, where you boosted yourself up, and then there's that time where you Tokyo drifted, you San Felipe drifted a ship
San Felipe.
with Rodrigo.
it's only a matter
I was
of
like,
time before I figure out
We've
flight.
got 2 firebenders. We have thrusters on this fucking ship.
Yeah.
Gotta use
That
them.
was pretty good.
Who's the other firebender?
My cousin,
Oh, okay.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, there's 2 firebenders and they're related.
We're trying to help him wean off of his depression and alcoholism. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he doesn't come with us on adventures because he needs to better himself.
he's getting better at using healthy self-medication.
Better coping mechanisms.
Yep.
So,
Because,
are we
PTSD.
doing one more
Yeah.
roll?
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah, let's go for another approach. If you're keeping the same,
I'm pretty
Keeping
sure
us-
my
Actually-
mind is the same.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Those of you, well, all of you who are in pursuit, except for Rethold. Rethold's a little bit further behind. Everybody else, and you, because your Rethold is your mode of transportation right now. You can
First party
actually,
member I've
as
ridden on.
part of this approach, you think you can close the gap enough to strike. So
Okay.
if you want to build your approach with your attack, you will be able to roll that pool.
I'm going to shift my approach to Brawn plus Athletics to put that extra power in
Yeah.
to try and make up the distance now that we know we have sight on the target.
Rethold's pens get slightly tighter as his powerful thighs.
And
Is that what you're calling?
And changing
Yep.
your approach gets you a +1 die.
Yep. It's that part where you flip the manga page and there's like a nice
yeah.
shot of Rethold's butt, like just
Oh yeah, look at him Thames.
super shapely in his pens, and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't imagine he had that big of
Sally,
legs.
my
but-
Lynn is about to become a fastball special. Just let you know it's gonna happen.
Oh, sorry.
I have a quick question about
Yes.
count tallying. So, because I have legendary trait as Brawn,
Yep.
it gives me an automatic 10.
Yep.
That one doesn't explode.
Oh, it still
yeah, it
does.
does,
Yeah, it
bro.
does.
Still does.
Yeah.
It still does.
started
Yeah,
with
that's how I finesse
Yeah,
everything.
get it.
Yeah.
You get the easiest way to do it is like you have another success and then you get to roll the extra die, right?
Okay,
So-
that's
So Jimena, so we can see the people at this point.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Jimena
And you're going to be able to close the gap and make an attack.
is going to
Fours. Fuck you.
spend a hero
I have
point.
too many 9s.
And without stopping while running, she's going to strike. Use the fabric of her dress to strike one of the matches that she has hidden on her person somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause she's pyro, not a full-on firebender. She can't create fire yet.
Yet. It's only a matter of time.
There it is.
But and she's going to spend a hero point to create 5 fire sprites.
Woo!
And send them running at not the one in the middle, but the one to the left, the one that's closest to Jimena.
Okay.
To
Yep. So that would be the one like on the far left.
yeah.
Perfect.
And then she takes a dramatic wound, but that's okay. Because that hardly ever happens to Jimena.
Yeah. Roll me,
So.
because you can direct those similarly to how you would with a weapon. Roll me a finesse weaponry.
Nice. Nurse.
I rolled 12 to close the distance and take one down.
Okay. 12. You got it.
That's amazing.
So.
Am I actually close enough to see?
I probably would have had
Well,
the last roll if I
something's
rolled
gonna
that
happen.
10.
11 successes. Or 11 raises. I will use... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to use all 11
Yeah.
11.
to just Gimli sprint. And if I pass them, I pass them. If I pass them, I pass them.
Very dangerous
Right.
over short distances.
Exactly. To basically get our meleeer in melee so that she can get visual and do whatever she needs to do.
Yeah.
Because I can just set up once we're in the midst of them.
Absolutely.
I'm
So
going
yeah,
for
it's
ankles.
just power, just pumping
Both
in.
thighs,
Yep.
really.
I mean, honestly, if I get close enough, I would probably just like
Yeah. You
pull them.
I am your mount.
With 11,
Yes, Amanda.
with 11, yes, you will have visual contact.
I have 8 on Brawn plus Brawl to try and tackle the guy with the rifle off the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
Sure.
straight onto the fucking Just tackle him and like put him like just take
Just
him.
hold.
Yeah, basically. Down we go.
That's right.
Ah, you're gonna suplex him off the
This
roof?
is going to hurt you
Yeah,
far more than
yeah.
it's going to hurt me.
Or is the elbow drop, maybe?
Okay.
Top
Ooh.
rope.
Yeah.
It's a people's elbow.
I got 10 to be like,
You hear two
Yeah.
slaps.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
as I'm running.
Perfect. With your 5 fire sprites.
crunch, slap.
I mean,
He grabs
honestly, I
him,
rolled
puts him
12,
on
but
the
I don't know what I'm
shoulders,
doing
like,
with it now. Because I don't need to.
can't
Really need
see
to
me.
track him anymore.
Nope.
Is it still the same rule for me to use, Paul?
I was about to say. They're gonna be reaching the edge of the roof because he's about to tackle one off the ground. So yes, absolutely. It is.
Oh,
Fair
they're
enough.
they're on roofs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all on the roofs.
Oh, you want me to chuck you?
I don't think she will. Marilena will need it because with that same roll, Marilena can use her pull.
Okay.
So
Wait, what am I using it for?
Yeah.
the edge of the roof.
Okay.
We'll
Then
do whatever
I'm
we
just
So
gonna
I'm
use
just
the.
gonna pull him down?
I'm just gonna use the.
Gravity's a
11 to
bitch,
keep
especially
it-
when you make it your bitch.
Oh my god.
You know what? Let me just get 8.
Yep.
Let me just get
Yep,
8
yep.
to push through, and Marlena, take 3 of my take 3 of my raises
Okay.
to put a little stank on whatever you're doing.
Okay, so that would give
Put a
me
little stank.
15.
15, and I'm going to
I didn't
use,
realize. Fuck yeah! All right.
I'm going to use my pull to, like, yank 2 of them down.
Oh, that
3,
brings
5,
one-
5s, and 5. Yeah,
That
just
brings
a
one
little-
closer to me,
Yeah.
so I can rip at it.
Because you took care of
That-
one
yeah,
or two.
that's
Well,
two.
one of them will be.
One of them will be on fire. but
Yeah.
That's not necessarily like.
Take-
Okay, I'm not tackling the one that's on fire, so
Yeah,
like
you got the rifle guy. There's 3 more outside of that.
Okay, I get it now. Okay, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, Yes. That's what
5
I'm gonna
total,
do.
right?
Yeah, think
Okay.
about this. There's one lead guy, there's 2 on either side. They're approaching the side of the roof now. They're basically approaching a cross street. They're going to have to leap over it.
I'm just gonna
This
yank
is
him.
where people are making contact.
Yeah.
One's about to spontaneously combust. One's about to go
Learn
have
gravity.
a romantic rendezvous with the floor. And 3, who knows what could happen to those.
Honestly, I feel like eventually I'll just like
even if 5
purposefully.
isn't enough to like deal damage, it's more than enough to fall them short.
Oh, yeah.
And
Trip
I mean,
overs.
you're putting
Yeah.
one in my jaws and one in front of Evine. So, I mean,
I think
And his
Yeah, right.
ridiculously muscular thighs.
That's right.
No, I'm ready for my next approach.
He's gonna
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's
We will
go.
not
I'll
crush
do- I'll
head and
do-
thighs.
I guess I'll
like
do
Sparrow's
3.
egg.
You good 3, 5
Sparrow's
each?
egg, if not rattled.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Zach.
15.
Was such a good boy.
Still thought.
Names and approach still.
Oh, what
Yes.
you doing?
Just gonna go home and have
Now
tea.
that I can see some, can I like shadow jump to be in a
Oh,
better
100%.
position?
You should.
Start
100%.
shooting.
Yes.
You should just jump out of the shadow of the eave of the building they're trying to jump to,
Yep.
and do the like Simba into Scar jump,
Ride him down.
Just shoot them from underneath.
and then shout something incomprehensible.
I'll let you pick any of the 3, Evine, and you can choose which one is about to be yanked off a roof and onto an arrow.
So you're right. So you only need 2. My bad. That's
Oh, okay.
Zavine's got my bad.
Whoever's would it make sense to say whoever's the farthest ahead?
Yeah, well, you can get the second lead in the pile because the furthest ahead is about to get
Immolated.
football tackled into the
Oh,
ground.
okay.
They were doing a fly. They were doing.
Oh, it's a central and then
Something.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a central and then 2.
I was
They were
imagining.
doing-
I was imagining the fifth side of a die.
No, they were doing. They were doing an assassin style flying V,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Gotcha.
and I took down Cake Eater. So
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. Great.
Jimenez getting Aberman.
So, finesse aim, Evine.
Okay, in Tony's headcanon, Evine yells, "Boo, bitch!" and like
Yeah.
just knives straight out of the shadow.
And then it's like knuckle pucks.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna keep our metaphor.
gotta keep our
straight.
metaphor going.
Yeah.
Knuckle pucks and arrow because that makes sense.
Even though you would do actually, yeah, you're holding 2 arrows, just because you
shit, Evine, if you knuckle puck an arrow, like that means the arrow goes like sideways and just bisects the guy. It just like gets the guy in the middle and bisects him.
Wait, does that make you two the Bash Brothers?
Oh yeah!
Who needs physics?
Yeah!
I think I'm Goldberg.
Zigoli! Yeah, welcome internet. This is the Mighty Ducks content. You
It
actually
feels-
can
It took 5 fucking years to realize we were playing the Mighty Ducks game the entire time. Run by a fucking Canadian. Coincidence? I don't fucking think so.
That's why you came to San Jose.
Yes, to convert you.
It was me the whole time.
Yep, basically.
I have to remember the 2 edges can't reach.
11.
11!
Love them.
Are you okay, Evie? It's only 11.
Back to double
Because of
digits.
your fault. This is your fault, Lisa. We're gonna do that fucking
You're
forever.
welcome.
It's a thing now.
It's just, yeah.
Alright, well. This is not the only time this evening that you have exploded into an orgy of violence, but,
Hooray!
you know, the night
My
is still
favorite kind of
young.
orgy.
We didn't start it this time.
Yep.
We
Um,
didn't start the violence. Oh.
Whoa.
I mean, technically speaking, Jimena did start the fire.
Ladies
Yeah,
don't
you did.
start fights, but we finish them.
Rabbit, I'm resisting the urge to try and write more of those lyrics. I hate you.
Yeah, right. We didn't start
It's
the
always
orgy.
boink and sense of something new.
All right, I'm leaving. Bye.
Now I've put it on you to write it. So haha.
We lost
Outsourcing.
Lisa. Lisa pulled the eject handle of her chair
Yep.
and shot through the roof.
She pulled the big ace flag colored handle.
Yeah.
Parachute down.
Yep.
The only fucking I'm doing is getting out of here.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Wait, I missed it. What?
The only fucking I'm doing is getting the hell out of here.
Nice.
Oh.
Getting the fuck out of here.
Yep, you just need your ace colored handle, and you're like, no, done with this indirection, and your seat shoots through whatever roof you're from. Escape!
This
The
guy.
fucking I'm doing is the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man.
Wonderful.
So yes, as you fly into
I'm gonna
pursuit,
make a shirt.
Hell yeah.
I want it.
Absolutely.
the night sky illuminates a bright amber orange glow as 5 points of light generate along Jimena's hand and then leap from a hand and start. For those of you who can see, Marcus, you're pretty focused, but because it's a point of light, you can tell like there's 5 little flames
They're little calcifer sprays.
that kind of look like they have legs.
Yep.
And
They're all just doing the same.
Yep.
The Naruto running alongside her.
basically, so much faster, right? You can almost hear like you can swear you hear like just the tiniest voices.
They chitter and giggle.
Just little giggles of excitement as these 5 little flame sprites easily catch up to these guys, and then you can almost hear the wee as they jump
Okay, but now
to
I'm,
this guy's cloak.
They're the fucking.
now I'm
the little
thinking of
assholes
Sex
from
Pistols. Though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're the little assholes from the Badly Drawn series where they're like, "Yay!
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My anus is bleeding."
Yep. Exactly.
Yay!
That's exactly
My vision is still correct.
because I know you're all my brain the fucked up. This is exactly where my brain went, and I love it.
Yep.
Right? I was like, yeah, I thought of that exact part, and I was like, ah, y'all got there with me.
Yeah.
Just beautiful moments.
Yeah, they leap with the only way you can describe it is with glee towards this man's cloak, which with a woof just combusts, and so does his neck, his back.
His booty and his crib.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. Thank you. I knew one of you would finish it. My money was on Tony, but thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Yep. I'm seeing that fire sprite going in his crack now.
Yeah, you see the fire, and unfortunately, the fire catches
They're just trying to bore through him as
at
quickly
the
as
critical
possible.
moment of the run, where that man was supposed to leap from this rooftop. So
He had a surprise.
there is an attempt. The attempt does not pan to much, as from your perspective, Jimena, like you see the fire catch, you hear the usual response of an inquisitor yelping and screeching in pain, and then you see the light sort of fading as like he not so much jumps across the gap, but like hops. And then, yeah. You know when you're playing a Mario game and you mistime a jump to the corner of that room? You're like, I swear I jumped, but it really, you just ran off the edge. That's what happens to this guy.
The little like.
Yep. As a flaming man now plummets to the street below. Soon he is in good company because a large man
Kind of question mark at this point. Just,
just at a couple times, you're pushing so hard to catch up, Marcus, that like you get worried that you're just putting too much weight into your run, and you get worried for a couple of moments as you shatter tile that your foot is just gonna go through a roof at some point, and you're just gonna be like, well, fuck, right? Just fall through.
Shit.
Fortunately, that does not happen before.
He makes note of the incredibly strong roofs this place has. He tried this once in Ison, but they don't build their stuff with
It's
the
that.
same
It's
code.
that seaside. You know, you gotta build your stuff strong, otherwise it gets knocked out.
This doesn't work with thatched roofs.
Yeah, no.
I've always wanted to do this.
Well, along the spine, you're good. It's when you're not on the spine, as
Yeah.
you're just
Right.
going to step through into the cavity below. But yeah,
I feel like this is where the
spine's
show
got the good
cuts
timber.
to Marcus doing the same in Ison and just like hoisting himself on the roof and then going through the
It's like, ah!
roof immediately. You hear the psst, and you see the
Yeah.
straw.
I mean, you're like and like the and then there's like the hubcap spinning.
Like, we don't know where that came from, but there it is.
Yep. Somebody turned into a fucking World War II bomber at some point for no good reason. I don't know what that was. Yeah. I think Rethold served with Donald in the Navy at some point.
Some of the cartoonish shit we've done, yeah.
But yeah, you satisfyingly come close enough that the man's cloak is within reach of your hand. So you can basically grab it and then hoist yourself forward.
It's more of a. It's like I catch, I grab, and I use the final push to pull himself into me, and I give him a nice big bear hug, and just like hello, as we tumble off the roof head first.
Guten Tag.
I chose down.
Yep. You're now in a full-on ménage à trois with a rifle between you and a man, and you plummet to the street
my.
below. Those of you on the street, Marlena and Rethold, you see these things happen in succession. A guy on fire, another guy with an Ison man on his back.
This is exactly how I picture it. This is
Rethold
we
has
know our
stopped in the
strengths.
street with a bag of popcorn. He's just like, I made it.
No, it's
I'm
like
proud of us.
no. I've got my little director's chair, and I'm like, I love it when it all comes together.
I love this for us.
Art,
Yep.
fellow artists doing their best. You just let them play. You just let them explore the space, and the art happens.
We're real auteurs.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a collaborative piece. It's
Right.
beautiful.
In the middle of it, there's just a long distance, like Terrence Malick shot of the roofs and like the men on fire in the distance.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So anyway, does his head explode when we hit the ground?
Well,
We'll see.
I mean, you hear a pretty satisfying crack because, as I described, the ménage à trois is now a foursome because the cobblestone now joins the party, and this man is now stuck between the cobblestone, his rifle, and you on top.
Between a rock and a hard place, and I know you're rock hard right now.
Yeah. Yep. So, you almost land like plank style, which you'll take a dramatic because your elbows and your knees sort of connect a little bit.
Yeah, that's
4 circles and a star.
4 circles and a star.
But this man fortunately absorbed most of the shock of your fall, which has the
Oh, it's
side
not
effect.
dramatic. It's just a flash for every 5. I wrote this myself, and I don't know how it works.
Yep, that's right. You just collect flesh wounds.
I have hard to kill, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. No, you hear a lot of cracking
We all take that
underneath
feat.
you, and you hear a sound that you can only approximate as like
I also took pain tolerance.
as probably a lot of air just got expelled from this man's lung all at once, and
Hopefully some fluids.
do not find its way back in. So yeah, you just land like in the street.
He's your bedroll now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, like as this happens, like there's a man on fire now landed there, rolling on the ground.
You can stop, drop, and roll, but the fire just uses you like a log.
Yep.
So for pain tolerance, you are highly resistant to pain. You become crippled when you have taken the number of dramatic wounds that is one higher than your resolve, rather than equal.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh, really?
it takes forever for Jenny to feel pain.
Yeah.
As noted by
become
the
crippled
fact
when
that she
you're
was
hit?
basically turned into
Yeah.
freaking dog meat.
If you take
and-
too many wounds,
You become crippled.
Oh, I've been cheating.
you've been
Yeah, so I can take pain until my 7th dot, which is my death dot. Because I have all 6 of resolve.
it's just you become like dramatically like
Yeah,
I am
crippled.
wounded.
Are you still using that or?
Oh, you
Um,
can take a look at it. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
I wanna.
Again,
have to
as
spend
this
on my HP in a
happens, 3 more folks are on the roof, and as 2 of them rapidly cast a glance to the people plummeting below, they look about ready to make their leap and jump off the roof to try to cross over to the next street. And as they jump, Marilena, you feel the pull. You almost feel like your thread wrap around these two's neck.
It's almost like a
And-
clothesline.
Yeah. All you need is just to wrap them around 2 of your fingers, and you just need to pull your arm down. And these guys like just jump, and suddenly there's like a 90-degree angle. Like they get yanked towards the floor. Like they were jumping like feet first, and as they jump, like their head is here, right? Like you see the whoop as they like flip forward. As something yanks them by the head and just like plummets them to the ground below.
As Jenny waits for them.
I also feel
with
kind of
Jenny's
like
smiling
in, what is it,
jaws.
a cabin in the woods? The
Oh yeah,
They
when
like-
they hit
Yeah.
the
When they hit the
force
invisible
field.
wall.
Yeah.
One of them lands harder than the other, clearly, because they are landing head first. At least another one had the presence of mind to like roll their arms up and try to protect their head. The other did not accomplish this so readily, and you hear a crack as their face meets the pavement. Marlena, something rolls by your foot. A couple of very small items. You think marbles at first, and when you roll down, you see like 2 or 3 teeth
Yeah.
that just
I
roll.
was like, is there like a wooden eyeball? Okay. Just
No,
It's a good start.
there's 2 or 3 teeth that roll, and one of them like takes a hard stop as it hits the toes of your boot. Yeah, that person is not moving. The other one though, like, is trying to roll back into a fighting position, but unfortunately for them, there's a snarl that comes from the darkness.
I'm not sorry.
And as that one scampers to its feet, there is a lunge, and then the sound of jaws closing around one's throat. No protests comes, because no protest can come, as this big wolf, already all battered and bloodied and bruised, that wolf, like, if you could describe it, like, looks like it has a black eye somehow. Like, it has, like, a swollen, like, sort of side of the face, but it doesn't matter. The beast just clamps down on this person, and after a couple chomps, there is
Silence.
no fight left. This leaves one last man trying to jump over onto the roof, and for a while it looks like that last one will make a clean exit. But about 3/4 of the way, something materializes in front of them, and for lack of a better term, you hear the snapping of a string, and this man lands gut first into an arrow. The shape that appeared before him is long gone by the time the man reaches the other side of the roof. But at that point, he lands on his stomach on the roof, which has the effect of driving the arrow further in. And then you see a body sort of like drag from the top of the roof and then slowly just like fall down. And again, you hear a yes. That last guy basically like almost cartoon slips from the roof onto the street below. And
We've become really good at this.
yeah, well, there is one man still potentially alive, but that man is very much on fire, and
Really wishes he
As-
wasn't.
as you sort of look at the state of things, you if you let nature run its course, within a few seconds the screaming starts to dim.
Jimena is actually going to, hop down, and she's going to actually bring down the fire so that it's just kind of smoldering on him,
Ugh.
and be like,
Yeah, get that slow roast.
I sent you.
basically, like, I have it, like, you have two choices. I let you burn to death, which I'm, be perfectly honest with your colors you're wearing, I may just do anyway. But you could possibly prevent that if you tell us who sent you,
Where there are others.
and yeah. It's like, and what my friend said.
I was making sure.
And then Genya growls. Once a white wolf, now red.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, it doesn't even have to be me that kills you. Any one of them will do it. But you should probably.
Yeah, is so the
As
one.
I'm like,
Is the one under
Everyone is dead
Marcus?
except this guy.
Yeah,
The one where Marcus is
he's,
dead?
he's
Yeah,
pretty.
He got
Hold on.
smushed.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
haha, Nataka! Oh, your windpipe is crushed.
Yeah, no, I was gonna I was gonna take the butt of their weapon and beat
He's just
them to
making
death.
sounds because you're like.
There's a little bit
it's like
of
a bagpipe.
crunching. There's a little bit of crunching as you get off of him, so you're like, to your appreciation as a soldier,
Yeah.
the rifle is fine.
Oh, that's very good.
Oh,
That man-
keeping this.
That man
Hey,
has
spoiled.
shattered under your
If
weight,
you're
but
not
the
too
rifle.
attached to it, that might
He picks it up, twirls it around for a second. This is very well made. I apologize since this is apparently it's a weapon that shot your friend, but
I was going to mention that factor as a, that, like someone might want it, but like you'll probably be allowed to keep it if you really like it.
oh, well, that's very nice actually.
Yeah, no,
The
we talk about it.
He just kicks the guy with it.
Yeah.
Huh?
I start looting them.
the smoldering. Yeah, you'll find
Yeah.
inquisitorial pins, and the smoldering man seems to have trouble responding on account of his mostly burned vocal cords.
Jimena's like, okay, wait.
But-
Here you go.
Heal you just enough to hurt you harder.
Right, basically.
Swallow.
In a raspy voice, he says, "There's another unit not far from here. None of your allies are safe. If we can't take the fight directly to you, we'll take it to those that support you."
When
Very
he says
angry
that-
growl.
No.
Because not only is he an inquisitorial person, but that means Sebastian's in danger. So Jimena, as soon as he said that, she's like, "Oh," and she like,
wait. We need him to find them. And I point at Marlene.
Well, you'll do yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
But yeah, him. As soon as he said that, him and basically like lets go of him, and then
Fire!
Okay.
Zhenya, you're in wolf form. Marlena, you were following the pings.
I mean,
Both of you roll me
am
a.
I? I mean, it didn't. I followed them, and now they're all dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were until now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wits notice from both of you.
Okay.
That's not a whole lot for me. Well, we'll try.
You know, that man finishes to combust, and you hear a pff, and there's ash just like gently falling down.
Can I sub-resolve because I'm also worried about my people,
Yes.
and I want to make sure I find them.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious to you now that Leandro is not with you in this
Yes.
immediate moment. Neither are your boys.
Neither is my sister.
Yep,
There's a lot of
May I
people
also
we care
have
about.
resolve?
yep.
Yay.
Thought we were already under martial law.
Hmm?
I guess
Oh, you are.
Yeah. Guess they're just good at what they're doing.
Bastards.
Yeah, jerks.
Oh no, I've rolled too many. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
they
Sorry.
did wait till it was dark, and the
Yeah, I
captain of the
I
guard
don't
was
know
in
where it
the
is, though.
party.
Yeah.
No, I imagine it's not actually that
I've rolled
difficult
too
to
many nines.
find your way into a lockdown
Upsetting.
city to do a surgical
Done that before.
assassination.
The problem is that there's
we
a
could at least mitigate it a bit.
there's an ideological schism still
Yeah, inside
within the city, especially among the Vaticine, which you know,
Dumbasses.
many of them are like, you know, make Castile great again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn
Would
it.
you like some coins to help you count?
Do you know where the bit is
10.
where it says?
All right,
Oh,
thank
never
you.
mind.
The
That's what I'm using it
wounds
for.
Ah, I see.
portion,
Yeah,
it's
relevant to resolve.
yeah,
That's 10 for Zhenya.
okay.
I also got 10.
Zhenya, you pick up the scent. For lack of a better term, we just created an 80s movie. You pick up
Yeah.
the scent of evil
Yay!
because there's people that smell the same very close by. One of the close by alley.
Mm.
But you also pick up the very strong scent of blood.
Zhenya will howl and take off toward it.
Maybe tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Marlena, there's one beating heart in that direction, and hearts that are either stopped or are fading.
I recognize that one.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
I just sensed her before, so I'm sure I still recognize her. Then-
Zhenya, as you turn the corner, you immediately pick up the scent of Una Maria,
Yep.
covered in blood, head to toe, knife in hand, their arm from like here
thought it was
to
like
elbow just covered completely in blood and cuts and bruises. Arm still in the sling, sitting on a wooden crate like in the alley with a 1,000-yard stare, like looking like the adrenaline is wearing off.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 bodies across the floor.
I grabbed the one that was underneath Marcus and drag it over and slap it down in front of her, chuckling.
I
And-
whine and impressed.
and I'm like, if you want a couple kicks, that's the one that did it.
He sort of like look at the guy like, and it takes a minute because like you can tell like the breath is just just trying to catch their breath, right? And slowly pulls themselves off the crate. Like, it takes like an agonizingly long moment. And they walk by the body and basically hold the knife and just like drop it on the back of the man's head.
Oof.
And just walk past.
Yep.
Just not turning away. They walk with some difficulty at this point, and unfortunately, Zhenya, some of their wounds have reopened.
I sort of just call after him like, get home safe. We can walk back together if you want.
They stop like at the alley,
Yeah.
And-
take a breather.
nods and say, I would like that. And turn towards you, Rethel, and you see like a matted like piece of like hair just like covered in blood. And just say,
Zhenya trots after her.
So does Jimena.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
use this stuff that's.
I'll give her a point out of mine.
There's some heaving and breathing, but in between you get a genuine, heartfelt thank you.
Zhenya, still as the wolf, basically just licks her hand for a second
Jimena,
and transfers that over.
yeah, Jimena, it's like, here, drink this. Cool.
Absolutely.
Yep. There's again, they find another spot, right, like under an awning to just like plop down, right? They look like several years older suddenly.
It suddenly starts to rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no protest. And finally, like after they catch their breath, there's is Salvador alive?
Oh yeah.
Well, I nod yes,
It's like, oh, yes.
and I give a happy yip.
Like,
Last we saw.
There's a nod, and it suddenly looks like their head like weighs 60 pounds, right? Like it's,
Brace.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I overdid it.
Oh yeah.
They need someone to
yes.
carry.
Well,
Yeah.
they have the giant steed of the dire wolf right here.
Yeah.
We'll happily take
Yeah,
her home.
Plus the two bully boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're more than ready to.
Yep, and before long, like as you bracing, like there's an attempt again to like sort of fight it for a couple of seconds, and then you see the white of their eyes, and they just go limp and pass out.
Nope.
like Jimena, like, catches them and is like, oh. It's like,
So for the bodies that aren't on fire and
well,
turned
none
to
of them
ash-
are on fire anymore.
Well, okay. For the 4 that didn't combust into a pile of ash, you said we did find a bunch of obviously like markings and stuff, but was there
Yep.
any notes, any sort of like we're gonna turn them out in terms of like
No messages really. They carry surprisingly little with them. All of them have.
I pulled out one. I don't know where the other one went.
Oh, contacts?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Ack.
Well, I think he meant to pull them out.
Oh.
Yeah.
you just didn't want to like
Oh.
leave it on a leave it on even contact.
Oh,
Yeah.
Faye will eat it. Don't worry about it.
That's okay.
Eat a contact.
It tastes like one of my boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Nom, 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 nom. It's weird.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, we're
It's
totally.
even creepier. It's like tastes like one of my boyfriend's eyeballs.
Eyeball.
Yeah.
Hi,
I
Jelly.
bundle the bodies like cordwood. Actually, no. Whatever tenement Lunamaria ransacked, we'll throw them in there for the time being,
Yep.
for the evening, and then later we'll.
Well, you hear the sound of boots after a little bit, and some of Jose's folks
The guard.
come in to support, and And then they see the bodies. They're like, do you want us to take care of this?
I'm Rethold's instinct is to put the heads on spikes around the town.
Right.
You know, that's what our family does. But you know, I'll respect the local traditions as far as that goes. But you know,
Yeah.
or rather, placing the bodies on spikes with their cloaks
Yep.
might be
Yeah, you
might be
find
inspirational.
you find clear insignias of the Inquisition, fine quality weapons, swords, daggers, a couple crossbows, small ones, pistols, well armed. All of them carry coinage, but very little in other personal effects.
And then just, you know,
One of
the
them is
general-
suddenly missing all of its clothes.
Yeah.
and just the general information to
I can
spread
always
that
take another uniform. I've got a lot of them now.
in a very highly coordinated assassination attempt, nobody actually died except these people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you drape Luna Maria over me, I'll take her
Absolutely.
back.
Yeah.
And I am keeping that rifle.
Yeah.
That's a good. That thing took my entire weight.
Not bad.
Genya probably would wrinkle her nose at it, but this
Yeah.
thing is Montaigne made.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can actually see a royal crest on it,
Oh wow.
meaning that this probably belonged to a regiment of King's Musketeers once upon a
Uh-huh.
time.
Marcus is a pragmatist. If he finds a good tool that he can use, he will use it.
This thing was used for bad things, it will now be used for good ones. Yeah, the guards sort of come and take over. Jimena, you were absolutely right, because as the peals of thunder from earlier in the evening announced, a light drizzle started to come and then breaks into full-on rain. Genia, you make your way to the compound and to Madame Salvadora's estate, which is in a state of
Chaos.
high activity, because chaos is not tolerated in this household. And so everybody is hard at work in an orderly and efficient fashion. And as you bring Una Maria over, like you see, like many of the house servants are used to tend to you, immediately rush over to pick up your burden.
Yep. Stands up a person.
Yep.
They're okay, but need rest.
Welcome to the boss's house. It's pretty good digs.
Yeah.
This is very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. They say the mistress is resting,
Good.
stable. The guard medic seems to have done a good job cleaning up and suturing the wounds.
Where is Kasha?
Ricardo?
Yeah.
He probably followed us? Oh no, he was on
No,
the
he
coach.
was on the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. He helped us secure the compound. Captain Jose was worried that this could also be a side distraction and some of the other guests might have been targets. So
boy.
we double secured all of the household with some protest from some of the guests. We locked everybody into one of the most secure rooms of the mansion until we had a
The second most secure.
right, not the most, because that one is a
That one was occupied.
yep. Until we were
It was not ready
convinced
for
that
guests.
the threat has passed and we could send people home fairly safely. Detachment of guards have accompanied every set of guests to their homesteads just to ensure they would not also be attacked en route. and Senor
Ooh.
Mendez helped us in identifying spots where shooters might still be hiding and clearing those with us.
That's wonderful. Where is he?
He's at the entrance,
Thank
waiting
you.
for your return.
Turn.
Well, that actually works in our favor then, because we can just blame all those other people disappearing on these assholes.
Yeah,
That
100%.
wouldn't hurt.
Thanks.
Oh, also, I follow Jenya.
I feel like I
Muttering
need
some-
to go check on my people. now.
Muttering something about
Yeah, Jimena,
Yeah.
as soon
Yeah,
as
where's
this
the
was
youth
done,
squad?
splitting up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jenya's next task is to go home and check on her sister.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody goes checks on the peeps.
Yep.
I
yeah,
look
as
for
soon
my
as soon as
hubby
the
and-
situation was like, okay, Mara's taken care of, everybody's dead,
Yep.
it's raining, the guards are here. Jimena was like, I got dudes to go check out, and now it's raining, so I can
Yep.
be like, Sebastian.
Yep. Well, as
in your hood.
I like
As you get to the
rises.
front, Ricardo is chatting with Jose, Josefina, and Isaac, who apparently stuck around to help as well. And Jose and Josefina are already talking about their numbers, and they're saying, you hear Jose say, I will have a list by tonight, before the morning. Trust only these men, and I want these people to be on guard duty for the list of people that you see here. We are going to increase security for any of these folks, and if you think of some, like he's basically like talking to Josefina, who's also taking notes, says, if you think of some that I have not put on the list, let me know. We can't miss anybody. He gives Isaac an official thanks, and he's like, if I know you're already a war hero of Odiseo, Mr. Serrano, but if guard duty is something you would consider, we could do a lot worse than have you in our ranks. Thank you for your assistance. And there's a firm handshake exchange between the two.
They grow up so quickly.
No.
Ricardo pats Isaac on the back and makes a gesture of two, twice, and then approaches Eugenia and is like, all right, I think they have it in hand for here.
Oh, she immediately checks him over. Not that she's not
Yep.
bleeding from
Yeah,
everywhere.
he's
Literally.
he does the same, only if have you acquired any new wounds? And
Which she has.
it seems to be well, yeah, all right,
Well, that
Good
part
enough.
of your face will grow back. We've seen it before.
good enough, right? You're
But then
standing.
she takes his gloves from him
Oh.
and holds his actual hand.
No.
Hold. No.
I stand by quietly.
Thank you.
He actually says in a softer voice than usual, I'm all right. I'm fine.
We need to go home.
Yes.
As they sort of step away, I look over to the young titans,
Yep.
and I'm like,
Young
I've done my best to
Titans,
never lie to you.
save the world.
Somebody's going to die. That's a good thing. There's honor. It's not going to be your fault.
Josefina, as you say that, just nods very curtly, and then she turns around and steps aside, as if holding it together is taking some effort.
Mm-hmm.
You get a very firm handshake
Yes,
from Jose,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Thank you for preparing me for this."
is oh sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm like,
The rest of us are crying.
I hope you figured out where you want to go. Because I'll be happy to drink with you, but if you'd rather go somewhere else, then that's good for you too.
There's a laugh, and it's like, I've been learning more about where you and your countrymen go, and that doesn't sound bad.
Mm.
So one of these days, before this war is over, and hopefully before I kick the bucket, I gotta let you convert me.
I look at him like, don't you threaten me with a good time, young man. My aunt is right down the street. We will get you covered in goat blood faster than you can say Gort to
Right.
Nice.
You're just gonna tell him. Nice.
Beautiful.
Auto translate failed on that one. I can't.
Yeah.
The
Just
other
gonna-
subtitles went shrug.
It's like I have a feat that tells me that I understand all
Foreign.
languages. I still don't understand what the fuck he
Yeah.
just said.
Yeah.
The subtitle would appear, and it was like 2 brackets and a man doing.
Whatever you
Like
think
the
is
Norwegian
I like-
gibberish.
I like when the YouTube ones just say foreign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
My
That's-
other favorite is when it's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like foreign, and I was like, no, it's Foley. I don't.
I often get foreign music.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
get a double of it.
But yeah, like you get a nod, and he's like, it is challenging. We'll make it through. And he shows you the list that he built with Josefina. Basically, like it's pretty exhaustive list of the alliances you've made.
Check my homework.
And he says, anybody else that needs extra protection,
I sort
you
of
tell us.
I'm like, Jose, I'm good at swindling and murdering. This is the people who are the most important on here aren't the people that matter to me the most. You should ask Usha and Mzabi.
Will do. And he sort of rolls it and then hands the parchment over to Josefina, who's back with her game face on.
And we should check in with Carlos. Just,
Oh yeah, we've got.
Yeah, we.
they should be good out there now that Liso has had a spiritual enema.
Yeah.
But
Fortunately,
That's
you're the
descriptive.
lightning rods for the wrath of Cardinal
Yeah.
Verdugo.
so like, that helps. But just in case
Yes,
he gets bored,
absolutely.
it's like
I mean,
easy
Jimenez
pickings.
out here fucking come at me, bro.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
why I'm like,
At this point.
I'm confident the people we care most about.
Yeah,
We can.
Jose.
I'm like,
Jose.
I need this one to have five times HP, so she can just heal things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Jose said it will be done, and
I know.
don't worry about those two. We're in this together now.
Oh yeah.
You
Is
get a
Heinrich-
salute.
Is Heinrich with them or?
Oh yeah.
Heinrich is with Isak right now, and Klaus has also joined the efforts, right? So if you hang around like that crew, everybody is sort of splitting and
Yeah.
I left already.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
everybody is sort of splitting in different directions.
As soon as I'm done with this exchange, I'm following after Ricardo
gotta
and Jenya
find,
because
The
hopefully
two
we
fate
will.
witches that were with me at the party.
We will all.
Yep.
And
We
I
will
gotta
pick
find
back.
Leandro.
We'll
Yep.
just continue. To
you
recall
managed to
this.
corral all of your people with relative ease. You find that Leandro has helped with actually Mazabi. Basically, like corralling people in the mansion to make sure people were not, becoming too noble and be like, this is I need to be out of here, right? Mazabi had a great effect on people, apparently, and Leandro just assisted. Right? He just turned on the charm and was like, all right, we'll be good. Just sit down. There's still booze. There's still food.
The Vodachi Cyclops makes a good point.
Yep.
Aw.
Leandro's missing an eye.
No, I assume.
Yep.
I can heal the socket, but I can't regrow him a new eye.
Leandro starts to smoke a long pipe and suddenly turns into the Cyclops from Kroll.
Nice! Fire mares.
For those of you getting that reference.
For those of you who get that reference, how's your back doing right
Yeah, that's
now?
like, yeah.
You're right.
Take your meds, drink some water.
That's right. For those of you who, like me, grew up thinking that a glaive is just a giant shuriken.
You control with your mind. Fucking love that movie. That movie holds up too. I don't care what anybody says.
It's a good time capsule. Jimena,
Is it fantasy? Is it sci-fi?
in the rain, in haste, you make it to Ristorante Salazar. You notice as you are let through.
Doing this run.
Yep. Yeah, you just never do run on rooftops without, but right now,
Yeah, no,
you're.
Well, right now you've got to get maximum,
Yep, you're right.
maximum rain all over your
Oh yeah, no.
foliage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Soaked entirely.
So damp.
You're actually brought to the back of the restaurant this time, and you notice that out front, like, there's more like hangers on than usual, which means beefed up security. Like the old man, like sitting
My favorite guy.
in the back, by between a couple barrels, like just there, like being an incredible wino. You see him like replace like a barrel, and you hear the clicking of weapons in it. As he sits back down and gives you like a salute as you pass in. The door is open for you in the back, and Sebastian himself comes to open it for you.
Straight into his arms.
Oh yeah, you get lifted
I was
off
so
your
worried.
feet. As Sebastian said, we heard. Are you all safe?
See.
For now.
So are we. Lucia is safe and home. We've increased security around both her
Oh yeah, as long
and
as
her bride, although
Yeah.
this has been an uphill battle because I think she was ready to hit the streets tonight. I think she feels the honor of her promise has been besmirched, and I think we might have some warriors prowling our streets here
Oh.
before long. I do
I
not
would, I would
think
fucking love to go hunting with the royal guard, but hopefully their commander knows that they are better put to use as guard, as staying as guard,
yes.
as a deterrent. because
Sebastian is like, as much as I would love to unleash them on the city, just to elicit the reactions and watch them do their handiwork.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't really have royalty, given that this is Odiseo, but I guess there are royal guards. I don't know. The queen is a queen, so I suppose Ushia is marrying into royal. I don't know how these things work.
I'm just here to be
I'm a
beautiful.
military man. Our ranks make most sense, and they work vertically. I'm glad you and your friends are safe, and
And I am glad you are safe.
well, I promised you and I would see this through together until Ushia is seated as rightful ruler of this independent nation. We'll continue to walk hand in hand, and then we can decide what we want to do.
Die together valiantly. She doesn't say that out loud. but
I
In my mind.
that would be
In a blaze of glory.
that would be the novella.
Yep.
Back to back. Fire all around us. He does say, like,
cheese.
I thought it was the dog doing something.
We are thinking of getting some of our trusted in anticipation of the coming battle and handing out some commissions. I would like your opinion on one. And he pulls a piece of parchment. You see a promotion for an officer rank serving directly under Usha, and you see the name Isaac Serrano underneath it.
My son. Yeah, without hesitation, Jimenez is like, yes, you would be perfect.
He
I
was
like
so
that
very
going.
valiantly.
I thought so.
This guy's going places.
Not only does he seem capable, but words of his exploits in Liso carry here, and I feel it hardens the troops to hear that a patriot will fight by their side.
You know he's good for it. We put him through the fucking ringer. So.
You really did.
You went through your fucking Dragon Ball Z training with all
Yeah.
these extras.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, it's
There
all
was a
like,
montage.
come with us to this haunted ass forest, or help us with this revolutionary action we're doing.
I can't. Yeah, no. I sure hope they're swapping stories because they were like, "You did what? You went
Yeah.
to where? You did?
Yep.
Wow! They just made me stand outside an office for 2 days. That's fucked."
Yep.
Well, one of us still has both our eyes. Well,
It's like I
Straight up,
stood
I
in
guess.
on an office for 2 days, and then I got swept up in revolution, and I got shot in the face.
Well, either
I
that.
survived though.
Yeah, either that,
Yeah.
or you can watch dead men stand back up and then have to fight them. That you were just, it's one of the other.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, or would you have rather stood in an office and then get shot in the face?
It's like
I don't want to get shot in the face.
Yeah, see?
give it a choice.
Why
Yeah.
would you choose this?
I can
It's like
put
a-
it to the blade. I like my face.
Yeah, see? It's,
It's generally speaking a good face.
It's like he's like, yeah,
Klaus has opinions.
Yeah, I'm sure Class has opinions.
I got shot in the face, like trying to prevent a swarm of zealots from making it back to the city with their creepy anti-magic totem that they were carrying around.
That happened.
Just
a normal day in Lisa.
Yup.
That was rad. We fucked that up.
Yes.
Great.
those
Yes.
good times.
All right.
That was the time that I called the Red Bull.
It was. Yeah. It was. The one and only time the Red Bull.
Wow,
Half of
so
that-
far.
Half,
So
of that
far.
half of that thing's at the bottom of the bay, and then the other half we have
Is being
somewhere.
studied
Did
by Salvador's people.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's so yeah. Okay, so it's both pieces are in town, but it's still
Yep.
separated.
Much to Jenny's chagrin.
Yeah.
So to be sure,
I would-
the assassins that we captured, we killed all those assassins, and nothing else bad happened immediately thereafter.
No.
Okay, good.
yeah.
No.
They threatened,
all NPCs
and they're
accounted
like,
for.
"Oh hey,
Well, they're gonna try.
we're gonna
again.
try to murder all your family," and we're like, "Ha, bet."
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
With you specifically, before you went home, Mazabi, like, as they exited the mansion with your husband, like, Mazabi is with Elohim, and as people leave, like, you see him, like, being his regular, like, charming, like, ha ha ha, yes, we're good. Pleasant evening, thank you, good night. And you see the mask turn off as he comes, and he looks at you and he says, "The vestments you gave me will come in good hand. We have work to do." And he looks at Elohim. There's a
Yes.
grim nod between the two of them, and they walked away from the mansion with a purposeful step, war face on, because the Inquisito Aquila is going to continue to put the pressure on and continue with the purge. But yeah.
To that point of the two pieces, I wonder if we could even send the part that's being studied. I wonder if we can send it away with our new allies from the Brotherhood, so it's off in an archipelago somewhere.
We could. This is something you can arrange, I feel, with your contacts fairly easily.
Because that boat's still in the harbor as of,
Yep.
or unless it took off a couple days ago.
No, it's still here.
I think I'm actually gonna turn Shivers into a weave now.
Yep.
I feel like if you're in a place long enough, you know the connections between people. You can feel it almost like
It's one of my favorite fucking
it
skills in
is.
that
I
game.
know. Freaking Disco Elysium is the best.
What is the thing you did to buy that you keep buying to give yourself way more hit
Yeah,
points
Shivers.
or wounds?
Yeah, like
Oh.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of it.
You have
I've
hard
got
to kill.
being
like a
like
ton of things.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Because I have hard to kill.
You know, like
and
almost like
I was
a-
trying to figure out what basically to spend my
like
XP
a
on.
pattern
because
that I can sense.
I've already bought, like, everything,
Permanent,
so-
I
no, but it's because
have-
I'm in a location.
Which is
for a long
apparently
time.
the
I
issue
know
most of the
people,
rest of you guys
I
have
know
also
You
had
get
for
to
a while,
read
but-
the
have a
fate of
strong
the
I
city.
also have a custom
to
ability
the
that
entirety
gives
of
an
the
extra
entity.
pool,
So,
and I gave her that
Do
at
it.
the start of
yeah,
last
I,
Yeah, that's
I'm
why
gonna
I
figure out
had
how to
eight
word
on
it.
top.
I'm still trying to
Oh,
name
okay.
it.
So
But
I
yeah.
have Riot Breaker,
I feel
which
like
makes me
it's-
stronger.
This
Okay,
is the
I
right
got
time
that.
to,
Hard to
because I was
kill.
sitting
Yep.
here thinking,
Got that.
Strength of
how the
10.
fuck am I
Yep.
gonna find all these people that meet in for the
Legendary
city?
trait
Wait,
in Brawn.
I know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Quick reflexes and brawl, pain tolerance,
I don't have that, yeah.
reckless takedown, triage knack,
What was that?
triage knack.
Oh, interesting.
yeah, once Salvadora's recovered enough
Finally
to
get sea legs.
take
'cause we've
over
been on
some-
the boat too much.
take over some of her stuff again, later that day, we'll see if her researchers have done as much as they can with it,
Yep.
and then see if we can broker that transport of it
Like, we need this to be somewhere else.
to somewhere very secure. Yeah, and it's,
Yeah.
like don't if when they
In
start
a
asking
crate,
questions.
in a warehouse.
As we're like, look, it's part of a set. It is harmless without the other part. We have the other part secured explicitly, and the less people who know where both parts are, the better. So
Yep.
take it.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. We can easily make that
Make
an
it
arrangement.
a piece of the the council house.
Yep.
So everyone, so the handful of people who know about it, it's hiding in plain sight, sort of thing. Because that feels better.
Yep. As you get back to the house, some of you limping a little bit. Still back to.
Yeah.
There's a ton of food.
He's just
When
happy
Humana
with the
comes
fact
back,
that
she's limping, but it's for a different reason.
Someone walked.
Is
the
it the
dog a
same
little too
table
much.
or
The
different
dog
thing?
goes. That's just you step
Man, I
in.
wasn't there.
They
Right.
didn't even make it to the table.
Yeah. This happened, and yeah, they just told the hobo guy to take a hike.
Oh damn!
You were in
kitchen's
Spurs
very
because you're
clean.
walking like a cowboy.
Of course, there is food laid out for you as you return to your house. And there is there's a lot of mothering happening from Augustina as she sort of hovers and makes sure all of you are doing okay. As you have your meal and are chatting and catching up and, basking in the fact that everybody in this room made it out all right, there is a sharp rap at the door,
Oh,
and
before that, Zhenya tells Veronica the demon is dead.
yeah, you get it looks like a weight is lifted from her shoulders, and she nods and mouths like a little thank you, and then has to stand up
Yeah.
so she doesn't start
I'm
crying.
gonna make something.
Yep. She's like, I'm I've worked it in the kitchen right this minute, right? And you see the telltale
Yeah.
shoulders sort of bouncing a little bit.
But no matter where she goes, Jenya keeps her in her sight.
Yep. Mm-hmm. This Emil also doing a lot of the same, right? Especially as the events of the night are recounted.
Yeah. Okay, now you can knock.
There is a loud rap at the door, like boisterous knock.
Okay.
And
So wait, so this is a good knock. It's not like
Augustina
a
like
bad
goes
police knock.
and cracks the door open.
Oh,
like,
Augustina's not.
Jenya pulls her
Yeah.
knives out of her
Augustina's
boots.
not allowed to open doors.
Yeah, no.
Someone with HP opens the door.
Yeah.
well, whoever decides to go open the door, there is a throng of people outside. In the rain,
Jenya puts her knives away.
talking in...
Yeah, it's absolutely Jenya.
Those of you talking in the Surin, there's like a just retinue outside the front door.
And there she is, looking more beat up
And
than she did when Ricardo was like, "Your family's gonna get here."
I
and
look,
see you
I look dead at Ricardo and I go, oh no.
an old lady with a scarf wrapped on top of her head, like protecting herself from the rain. She's about like this tall.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
See
pokes
it.
her head like inside and in very broken... Jenya, we here for Jenya. His family.
She just pushes. They just scream. And then everyone comes in and they get one big hug.
Yeah, there's...
So many Assyrians in the same place.
And with that, this will be the last piece for tonight. Give yourself
You're sure an
a
army's
good
here.
4, everybody,
Nope.
for being good murder hobos.
Yay!
Still.
I tackled the guy off a roof. I'm pretty happy about tonight.
Well, that's a thing.
I was a living radar.
Yep.
Where is spending experience in here?
Oh,
We
there
we
is a-
made up our
we made up
our
our
own
own-
rules.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
made, we made up
okay.
our
You
own.
should
Because
have-
normally
I remember
you would
you
increase
notating
We
shit.
doctored it up.
but
How much
yeah.
did you say we got?
4.
Yeah.
Normally it's
4,
progression
6,
based, but we figured out a cost
3,
system
6,
because
9,
that makes
12,
it
15.
easier. Plus,
and then
For traits, it's always whatever you have times 3,
Okay.
and then for skills up to 3, it just costs 1, and then
Oh,
once you
okay.
get past 3, it's
one more.
times 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you have 3, then it costs 6 to get a 4th one.
Okay.
And
I
then
know
for
we
advantages, you just pay the cost of its
We have
rank.
3 different
Okay, so like a
Inquisition
rank 5
uniforms.
Yeah, it takes 5 XP.
Okay.
Yeah.
we play
Oh,
a
and then
fucking
usually you try and
Frankenstein.
justify them. You
Yeah.
should have
Everything.
an RP justification for why you grab it.
That's fair.
We play a Frankenstein version of 7C because every game we play is White Wolf.
Yeah.
It
That's fair.
doesn't matter which
Also,
system.
Fate kind of sucks. I don't like it anyways.
Does that?
Does Red
Yeah,
Wolf have
Fate
any sort of like
sucks.
superpowers, or is he just
Wait, this wasn't Fate.
He
No.
does, but
His are different.
his,
Fate does still
his
suck.
superpowers are mostly that he's rich and and connected, and he's a weird Viking Batman.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wait, that sounds like Batman. Oh,
But
okay.
he's a weird murder entrepreneur, so I guess Batman. Yeah,
But I
that's
do technically,
basically-
I am technically a savior, so like I am a barbarian.
Yep.
I just don't really get to use the scald abilities that often.
I feel like when you have used them, they're
Yeah.
pretty effective.
Yeah.
It's always at critical moments where like
Yeah.
Rethold is like, I know your true name.
yeah, the 2 or 3 abilities you get from that are cool and can be clutch, but they're not as widely applicable as some of the other magics.
It's kind of weird. I think I'm the only normie in the party.
Yeah.
Because I'm an Ison, and I don't do Hexenwerk because fuck those guys.
Yeah.
So I have a nice sword. I'm basically
I'm
Sokka.
not sure we could deal with having those weird stuff in jars. We would get them all mixed up with all the weird stuff in jars that Jenny already has.
Jenya already
But I just eat.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna end up eating the Hexenwerk stuff, and
Yeah.
we don't know what happens with that when you do that.
I mean, have a cast iron stomach.
True.
Yep.
It probably will do nothing.
My Humana has cast iron stomach and poison resistance, so.
I don't.
And able drinker.
Yeah.
I think everyone took Able Drinker.
Nope.
I didn't.
Oh wow, you didn't take Able Drinker?
No, I just.
I only ever got drunk
he's-
once in this
Yeah.
game.
I'm just careful about it.
Rethel just does everything with panache, so it seems like
Yeah.
even when he's not, he seems successful. Which is the real life skill,
Yeah.
because you don't need to train everything, you just need to look like you did.
You know,
and
Luck is the best stat, man.
I didn't start this game with my character being an assassin. She became one through the events of the game.
Oh,
She
just
was
kidding.
actually
I
not
did
much
take
of a
Able Drinker.
combatant.
I was
Wow.
like, yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
It's just it was necessary. Murder needed to happen, and I
I feel like that's
It
an
never
important
happened.
bit for you, Rethold, because Rethold did, at some point, have a couple pints with the Allfather.
Oh yeah, no, it's a racial bill. You have to.
That's the thing that happened.
Yeah.
And the gist of that conversation was like, I've watched you. Also, a mustache is coming to town.
that
For
mustache is
it.
still
I'm
coming.
waiting for it.
Where
Go
is
get
he
it.
gonna go?
The mustache is coming.
on the
I'm gonna get it, or
horizon.
it's gonna get me. And either way, that's how
I
it's
feel like
gonna
I'm
go
still
down.
semi-expecting just a mustache with just
like a
legs.
like an anthropomorphic
Just-
mustache with a rapier.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
Whatever.
I mean, that's pretty on brand for
He's got
us.
very fancy boots. Too.
Yep.
Right.
Boots and holding a rapier with the part of the mustache.
Yo.
That's what it is.
I finished watching A Crown of Candy, and there is an NPC who is just a slice of cake with eyes and arms and legs, and apparently, yes, he has very fancy pants, and that's a
They give him
defining
pants.
feature. Well, yeah, you gotta cover up his legs.
Does he have a crotch? I mean, what?
Yeah, come now.
Yeah, right under the slice.
Mhm.
I mean, Donald Duck has
Right
The
under
legs
the
come out from the
slice.
bottom of the slice.
Right under the slice.
Reminds me of Buggy.
I thought it would be one of those things like with furries who don't need to wear clothes.
Hey, keep your hands above the slice.
Yeah. Excuse me, my eyes are
On top of the slice.
Ah,
All right.
you know what I'm gonna say. Like now I'm thinking of the fucking fish people from Slayer.
I was already thinking of it
who
before.
are not sagging people.
And
I haven't
It's
watched
basically
Slayer in so long.
it's just
I don't
basically a
remember.
fish with
So
like
beautiful.
Spindly
disturbingly,
arms, spindly
like-
legs.
human arms and legs.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
I freaking hate
Ugh.
it though.
It's like the grossest fishmen.
Fish-
Say goodnight, Internet.
Good night,
Night,
Internet.
Internet.